Oh, he's been training in NXT.
All right, we should be live now, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully this is working.
Check, check, one,
Should
two, one, two, one, two.
be. Let me see YouTube here. Let's make sure everybody's live everywhere. Let's make sure. No, I am not playing Helldivers, but okay. Thanks. Lifestyles. We're chatting. Sync up with YouTube. That should be changed. YouTube should be live. Yes, we are live. We're gonna talk about some shit. Guys, I'm just gonna be honest with you guys tonight. I'm gonna be very kind of like in that negativity bracket tonight because I also watched. I will say this. I was royally disappointed in WWE tonight. Like tonight was just I sat back and I was like bored. It was like I saved Smooth from having to watch the whole replay of it. I was bored. Bored from the minute go. Like, I will say this Paige coming back, she didn't even get a pop. That's how bad this show was. Like,
Wow.
Paige did not get a pop like she was
Wow.
supposed to get. I was very blown away by it. So,
Damn.
now I will say this. I will be honest with you. It felt like I was watching a better SmackDown.
Okay.
I'm just keeping it for real here. I was watching a better SmackDown. On both sides, Netflix and ESPN, because I did tunnel in on one TV to Netflix, and I also was watching it on the main TV on ESPN on the multi screen that they have
Yeah.
feature, and I could tell you that both sides had ads. Both sides had
Okay.
ads. Like we're talking long ads, and I don't know what was going on with their streams on both sides, but they were delayed. We're talking hella delayed between things like Liv Morgan. And I'm just going to say this about Liv Morgan's theme song. It is complete trash. There were people online going, "This is the greatest thing ever." And I'm like, no, no. Fire Liv Morgan from doing music and get her old music back because this shit, Trouble, 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 is awful. And I don't know, tonight, I don't know. Smooth, what do you think? Like tonight, I just don't know what WWE was doing. Like it just fell off a cliff. For me, it fell off a
I,
cliff.
for me, it did too because all the planning that you say that you were doing for this, it fell so short. And then you rush a few things into night one without it letting it at least getting the fans interested in that particular, I would say, superstar that 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 came into night one, such as Paige, because you just signed her the day before, and then no vignette, so she just is a plug and play tag team partner of Brie Bella, which okay, they win the belts, but it was no pop for her. And then I want to just go into the main event. So basically, it was just it was like all over the place with that main event to where you pull off a move so that Cody can retain the title, and then he gets punted in the head by Randy Orton.
We'll get to your
So
questions here in a minute. I see a couple of you. We'll get to it here in a minute.
so I have my question. Where does it go from here? Is Orton done with getting at least getting a shot at the title again against Cody? Because I feel as though that's not over.
Well, okay. So let me get to the questions here. So, okay, Josh, I see you. I see you, Kevin. Let me read these. Josh, the women's championship match was the worst match ever. Getting a live the title was straight garbage. Agree with that one. Imagine
Agree with
if
that
you
one.
paid to go watch this crap. Yeah, I agree with that one too. Pay
Hmm.
pay for bland shit and get bland shit. You were better off personally the side shows that were going on after. And you know what? I don't understand why they ended so early. That was another thing I
So
went.
what time?
They
So
ended
what
it
time
so
did they
early
end on
because of
the
they what they did was they
what
ended it and they led you into
the post
um
show?
the post show and then right into the Laker game. Like straight
But
up
then,
right into the Laker game.
so what time it ended on your side?
So it ended on my side at 5. And then it went on. No, it
So
ended at 6:37. Then they did an hour
six
long.
thirty.
They did an hour long. Oh, no, no, it didn't because the Lakers you said went on at 8, so it was 5. So they ended right at 5. They let the pregame show go for the NBA for the Lakers that game, and then they just wrapped you right into the Laker game. That's how they did it.
So hold on.
So
So
to me, it wasn't even a pay per
mhm.
view. To me, it didn't feel like pay per view.
So basically, it was supposed to be, if you're gonna have WrestleMania for 2 nights, each each of them should be 4 hours each. So it would go from 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Eastern, three Pacific
What were
to
the dirt sheet options? I opinions. I haven't even read.
to
I what
10.
I did was I took a nap because I watched from there. I watched the Laker game. I had the Nick game on. I'm proud of the Knicks for winning. They deserved to win. They
Thank you.
played well. Same with the
Thank you.
Lakers. They played well. The
Yes.
Clippers. They're already now talking about rebuilding. They're talking about getting away from the Kawhi Leonard experience because they got beat in the play-in.
About time.
Let's
About
see
damn
here.
time.
The women's championship match. Okay, I read that. Rollins and Gunther's match looked phony as hell. Well, they had to bring in Gunther somewhere because Gunther's back now, and it made no sense to how they brought him back. It absolutely fell flat.
So
WWE
wait,
flatline. WWE flatline tonight. Let's just keep it for real here. WWE flatlined. This is the first time I will tell you guys this as a WWE fan, and I love wrestling. WWE flatline tonight. This was bad booking choices from the minute go. And they brought Paige in, and the problem was Paige, there was no pop at all. And I know
there was no.
people are gonna say, well,
uh,
you know, she's been gone for 9 years. No, she was in AEW. People should know who she is.
She was in AEW, but the problem is, you didn't you didn't build her up to where she could come into WrestleMania with a pop. Br- At least when you bring somebody back in, you're supposed to bring them in with a vignette say, okay, this person is coming soon. This person's coming to WrestleMania 42. This person's going to be the tag team partner of Brie Bella. It was not. It was absolutely zero with that. It was just okay. You sign her, you plug her in, and what?
Well, because Nikki Bella got hurt. Right, so
I
Nikki has a
understand. Hmm.
devastating, looks like ankle injury, but they're now saying it's not that bad, as reports made it out to be. So, to be honest with you, this is going to be me. Um, they deviated. That's what they did. They didn't have any. They were going to scrap this match completely, but what they did was it was supposed to go to Nikki and Brie originally, what it looks like, and they deviated. And Paige was just like the last second signing, so they just signed her to sign her. It just looks that way. They
Yeah.
signed her to a multi-year contract because they have no clue what they're gonna do with her. And you know what? I said it to you 3 weeks ago, and I'm gonna say it
Yes,
again.
I remember.
Paige went down in the totem pole. Like her ratings and her quality went down when she was in AEW. It didn't do her any favors. And it shows here that it didn't do her any favors because she was trying to do the same move set and it hasn't aged well. The moves that she was
Mm-mm.
popping wasn't aging well either in the match in particular. And I'm also going to tell you
Okay.
this tomorrow for people to say Uma and Brock Lesnar. I have no faith in WWE at this point. I'm going into this tomorrow going I just don't care. Like you didn't make Rollins and Gunther great. You didn't make night 1 good. You were supposed to and I feel bad because they Jelly Roll, I went in the Cody Rhodes match at the very beginning. You're telling me Jelly Roll laid out Pat McAfee. You kayfabe the idea that he's injured. You carry him out on a stretcher to make the match fair. And then Pat McAfee comes back like he's Superman and nothing ever happened. He never went through a table. Make that make sense to me. Really, WWE,
Yeah,
make that make sense to me. Is that like Disney and Star Wars and light swords? You get hit with a light sword, you don't immediately die, you just go into an incubator chamber? Like, who's writing for you? They should be immediately fired. And if this is Triple H's idea of getting people over, he should be fired at this point. Sorry, not sorry. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to go on one real quickly. If you want to say Darby Allin's title reign is so bad and TK should be not Booker of the Year, go watch this WrestleMania and come back and tell me night one. Come tell me TK. TK looks pretty. Oh, and by the way, FYI to everybody, Tony Khan was clowning on Twitter all night long on WWE, and good for him. He's allowed to
good
dance
for it.
and have
Good
some
for
fun
you.
because he was literally saying, well, guys, there's AEW Dynamite over here next week.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They ruined the Bella Twins moments because Brie won the tag team already. And yeah, I agree with you 100%. The Bellas won't be special anymore. I agree with you 100%. I'm with you. I agree with you. The opening match tomorrow might be the best match. I hope so. I just don't have any hope because right now, night one was trash. Like, WWE did not give me a reason to go and tune in tomorrow. You know what? You know
Okay.
who gave
Well,
me the reason to tune in? NBA playoffs more than a WWE. I'm more excited for what's tomorrow, mid afternoon
NHL
for the NBA and
and
the NHL playoffs.
NHL playoffs. NHL playoffs. Your Kings play tomorrow.
I'll be watching that
Your
intently. Oh,
your
by the
your,
way,
your LA
rest in peace to one of the greatest Angel players to ever live. He died today. Garrett
Garrett
Anderson.
Anderson.
Garrett
Garrett
Anderson
Anderson. I
died
saw
on
that.
unwanted
Wow.
circumstances. It was a freak accident.
Wow.
So
What happened?
I think he died of a massive heart attack, I think,
Oh,
at his home in
damn.
Newport.
But
Yeah. As WrestleMania was
Newport.
happening.
But yeah, because you know what happened? I saw that I saw that pop up on the ES on the ESP on the cron
By the way,
the news reel.
I sent Smooth. So John Cena, okay. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Don't have him as a host ever again. Get that guy
Okay,
off my television. It was bad. It was
I saw it.
bad. It was bland,
It was
bad. And then he was like, he was like,
eh,
hey guys, by the way, I'm not going to show the crowd, but we're going to talk about it because there's been rumors and dirt sheets saying about tickets. And then he points out at the crowd, and then you could see it's empty. They skyboxed the shit. It was empty in places. And then he turned around. We sold 50,200. I sent you the picture. And I'm like, bro, you sold
yeah, I saw
20,000
it.
tickets less. Drink that one in from
And,
last year.
and they didn't cover the top.
No. Absolutely they didn't.
Well,
No.
they didn't cover the top. Oops. Okay, WWE. Great job on that one.
If you have Cody Rhodes keeping the belt, you're gonna have Punk keeping the belt. They're not switching hands with A and B titles. I already could tell you this.
No,
Something's gonna
no,
happen to Roman. Something's
no.
gonna
I
happen.
already told you. Who said it? Who calls it? Remember I said it.
Orton is 3. Orton should have won tonight. It's inexcusable to me. They belt him up as a brute, a guy that's gonna hold
And
the
then
title, and then you have him lose.
and then you have him lose. That's what I'm saying. Because
Like,
you built it. You built him up. You built him up. Okay, the Pat McAfee situation here is there. Now, now
now I
where do
don't
you
care
go
about
from
Pat
here?
McAfee. Anything he does now in WWE, I don't give a shit anymore because
But it's
you
not.
fool me once,
Hmm.
fool me twice. Now you fooled me 3 times. Yeah,
Yeah,
doing that
but
shit.
yeah, it's not. And Pat McAfee is Pat McAfee. He's out the way with that one. They're gonna listen. Him and Jelly Roll is gonna have a match at some point against each other, or it could be a tag team match. I don't know. But
Bro,
my
I'm
real.
over the okay, I'm sorry, but I'm over the celebrity thing in WWE. The only thing that was good in, and I'm gonna say this, and I agree with you when we were talking off before I was setting up the stream. I agree.
Mhm.
I Show Speed looked really good.
Yes, he
And I
did.
say this out loud.
Yes, he did. Listen,
And you know who
listen,
he's
ladies and
training with,
gentlemen.
right? You know who he's training at the performance center with, right? Two other
Who?
people. He's been training with ODB, the guy in
Oh,
TNA, because they work together.
uh
And
huh.
he's also been training with Leo Slater.
Oh, hello.
And by the way, if you guys didn't know
Hell,
last night, guess who showed up in TNA? And that's a TNA roster, and they had a feud on Twitter between each other. Zilla Fatu is now part of TNA, official,
okay.
signed, and
Wh- which means
his I think his uncle
his fu-
Rakishi didn't like it so much, and he turned around and said that him coming out as like he was emulating Jeff Hardy because he likes Jeff Hardy and he wanted to pay homage at whatever show out there that they were doing. And I
yeah.
guess Rakishi didn't like it so much and said, "Stay in your lane, kid." And his kid told his uncle to stay out of his business, let him be who he wants to be.
Who said that?
Zilla
Who said to
Fatu
Rikishi?
told the Rikishi, "Stay out of my business. I'll do what I want to do, uncle."
Because
On Twitter, it's all
I told
documented on
you,
Twitter.
I
And told
told
him
you
to,
that this
and
feud
he also
between him.
told him to fuck off too. Like I was like, damn, all right,
I
dude.
told you that because Zilla Fatu was supposed to be in WWE. I would say from about a year or two ago, from last year or 2 years ago.
I'm telling you, if
But
Zilla
because of
Fatu does not get signed by WWE in the next year at all, and if he stays in TNA, he's AEW bound. That's a drop of the ball on WWE's part, and that's
shit,
Rakishi's fault. That's Rakishi dropping the ball with him.
remember I kept saying to y'all about Rikishi and how he's been playing backstage politics on his own nephew. Now you see it come out on social media for the world to see.
Made
And
Rakishi look
Rikishi
really
shouldn't
bad. Rakishi looked really
Rikishi
bad.
it does. Because okay, your two sons are there, plus no, his three sons.
His whole family's there.
Three sons, the whole family. And then don't he have another son too? Rikishi have another son that's training too to be a wrestler, right?
Right.
Okay. So what the hell?
So
Well,
by the way,
do you want
going back to night one, I'm gonna tell you the
night
match
one? Go
for
ahead.
me, the match of the night for me, and I know this is gonna sound terrible of me. I did not care for the Usos match because I thought that was a throwaway match personally.
No, no, yeah,
The second match, I mean, whatever. I'm gonna go and I know this is gonna sound bad, but they literally I'm gonna give it to Rollins and Gunther, and I know people are gonna hate me for this because there was
yeah.
actual story. It didn't insult my intelligence because it was predictable. It didn't
No.
insult my intelligence because I knew what was happening. They were telling a story in the ring, and I got to give Gunther his credit, and I got to give Seth Rollins credit. They were telling a story in the ring,
Yes.
legitimately. You got to give them that. They were making shit out of nothing. And you got to give them that. And I know people are going to say, well, that match was garbage. That match is terrible. Well, okay, to you, yes, but I'm an old school wrestling fan. And they were
Hmm.
playing
And
off the old school vibes.
storytelling is key. And they were telling that story in the ring while they were competing against one another.
And you can tell that, this was rushed. You could tell they were, the storyline was rushed and you could tell they were deviating as the match was happening in live time. So you could tell something was going to
Yes,
happen.
of
You
course.
could tell what's his face was going to show up and spear the shit out of him.
And he did.
Yes, he
Braun
did.
Breaker.
Now my question is, WWE kind of fucked up once again. They're doing it without a title on the line. Here we go. It's without a title when they do this because I would have rather had a title on the line and had Braun Breaker win. It looks like he was ready to go. So who lied in that? Was it the dirt sheets or WWE?
And it was supposed to be him and
No, it
Seth
wasn't.
Rollins.
It was a it. No, it wasn't. It was a great match. I thought it was a great match. I mean, I thought it was one of the better storytelling matches that they had on the card. It didn't insult my
Storytelling.
intelligence.
No, no,
I'm
no.
all about
But
wrestlers telling stories more than what was happening. Like for instance, Liv Morgan when she came out, I went immediately. She's winning the title. They're setting it. They're doing all this hokey pokey shit as she's getting into the ring. Stephanie
and
Becker
I
doesn't
told
have
you
a fucking chance.
and I told you they wasn't breaking off Roxanne Perez from the Judgment Day.
No, hell
That
no.
they can't do that because
It was predictable at the end.
yeah, I already listen, it was predictable, the whole distraction, and she does her oblivion and one, two, three, or whatever. But they wasn't breaking off Roxanne Perez. Mm-mm. And Roxanne Perez wasn't gonna go blaming Liv Morgan for the bump that she get on her head too. No, because they can't tell that story now. They can't do that to her until I would say SummerSlam.
But anyway, continue. Go ahead. Continue. I know you got a lot to talk about and dissect. You're more
No, I'm
critical than
saying that.
me. You're more critical than me when it comes to WWE. I'm more of I roast the shit on the WWE half of the time because
Hmm.
I'm a fan first and foremost, right? I'm a fan.
Same here. I'm a
But
fan as well, but I'm a fan as well. But then you have to get it. You got to get down to the nitty gritty and start criticizing the bullshit that goes on with it, because
bro, we got played.
we don't need.
If you were a wrestling fan, you got played. WWE played you in the
No,
main event. They played you
we
hook, line, and
told
fucking
you. We
sinker.
told. I said, and I'm like, yeah. And in the main event, I was reading this. There was this article that came out, report that Randy Orton's back is really hurting him, and I'm like, huh? You put this article out the day before, but then I said, wait, kayfabe, kayfabe. They want
Bro, I don't have faith
Rose.
in WWE with Saudi Mania. I don't have faith at all,
Oh
bro.
no, 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 no,
It's gonna
no,
be like the
no,
greatest show
no,
on earth all over again.
no, no, no. Mm-mm. That's what. Listen,
And can
let
I
them
say
have
this real
that.
quick? And fuck
Go
Nick
ahead.
Khan for saying, fuck Nick Khan saying, oh, we're gonna go wherever. Fuck, WrestleMania is an American thing. It's a Super Bowl of America, not fucking we drag it along like a rolling truck show. Fuck out of here with that shit. Oh well, we want to bring it everywhere. You can make any type. Look, Saudi's got 4 shows. They got 3 shows a year that they do there and they make big money at it. Come on, you can't. Come on, WWE. Come on. Who are you fooling?
Hey,
Who are you
yeah, we
lying
for
to?
you.
Saudi
Just
gets
want.
enough. Saudi gets enough shows. They did not need WrestleMania. They get Royal. They got Royal Rumble. Then now they're gonna get another Mania, and they're also gonna get another. What is it? What's the other show? Showdown or whatever it
Survivor.
is that they do every year.
Oh, showdown, showdown, showdown. Yeah, showdown.
Or there was Night of Champions last year.
It's nuts. It's it's getting to be very nutty in the world of WWE. So getting back to the main event between Orton and Rhodes, I have a question. Where does it go from here for Randy Orton? Are you gonna have him get his rematch against Cody and then eventually get that number 15, eventually capture 15?
I don't know what the fuck they're
Or
doing
is
with. I pardon my language, but I don't know what the fuck they're doing with Randy Orton.
no? Go ahead.
It's absolutely absurd to me. It's like, okay, here we are in 2026. You belt up Pat McAfee. I was like, okay, they're gonna squash Cody Rhodes. They're gonna make him fucking bleed, which they did. And then you're gonna have Randy Orton. They're gonna fuck the referee out of something, right? So referee's gonna get fucked over. He's gonna be down for the account. And what they were gonna do was they were gonna beat the shit out of Cody. Jelly Roll's gonna come out, help him get beat up too, in the process. And then you were gonna start. I really thought they were gonna start a faction behind um, Randy, and I really thought Randy was gonna hold the belt, come on SmackDown, and go, look, I'm changing the wrestling game. Here we are. And Pat McAfee showed me the light, and I thought maybe we were gonna have Randy's version of the Hurt Business. I'm here to hurt people. I'm here to
Hmm.
restore WWE back to what it originally was. And then I went, oh, no, you ain't doing that. No, we're going backwards. We're going stupid.
Yeah,
Let's see. They
and then
got Crown
Pat
Jewel.
McAfee.
Well, they got 3 pay-per-views a year. Saudi's got 3 pay-per-views a year. That's what's happening. It's disappointing.
So now McAfee's down and out. Where does he go from here with this?
Nowhere. He goes back to a show. Goes
But
nowhere
he
because
signed a deal.
that's WWE. They just did it for cheap heat for a minute. That's that.
Yeah,
Let's read this.
So now
Rocco, let's
go
see.
ahead.
To be honest, I don't want Pat on WWE now. I agree with that one. Because Pat
Okay.
told Cody if he beats Orton. That's true, he did. So that answers your question. Let's see.
Yeah,
Josh
well,
says, hopefully Mommy versus Jade is better than the women's title match last night. I agree with you.
are you ki-
I don't think it's going to be, but it's hopefully it goes to the right person. And if Jade continues to hold that belt, I'm gonna puke in live time. If it doesn't go to Mommy, I think the crowd's gonna riot because last night I'm gonna tell you guys this: the crowd was dead. When Cody came
I
on, the
heard it.
crowd was absolutely dead.
I
Like
heard it. I was like,
nobody was moving. Everybody was just brain dead.
ooh, mm,
When you lose the crowd, it's over. It's
yeah.
over.
Not,
And then you have
but he
Tony. It gets
lost.
bad. You have Tony Khan, of all people, on Twitter shitting on your byproduct. You know it's bad.
Damn.
You know it's actual bad. When TK's got to come out and say WrestleMania, you know it's bad. And I'll pull up that tweet here in a second. But just go ahead, Smooth. You can continue where you were. My
Yeah,
bad.
well, rightfully so. Good job. Good job on TK for doing that. But
Okay,
it
so let
was
me
just
read
so.
this coming out of real quickly. So Tommy Dreamer was interviewed while WrestleMania was going on. He said, "I wonder if he can." So Fightful Select comes out with a thing with TNA and AEW, and Tommy Dreamer wants to work with Thunder Rosa, and he was asked. He asked. I think they were having an interview, and Thunder Rosa said, "Ask your boss." Damn. All right. So
Hmm.
You know TNA wants to work with AEW, but TNA can't work with AEW. It's impossible.
Because of the partnership with WWE.
Yep. Oh, and
Can't do it.
We did get an announcement at WrestleMania in the moments of cheap heat. They did bring back Bianca Belair. So
Yes, they
she's
did.
pregnant. She's completely pregnant,
Yes.
and she's dealing with the arm or the hand. So this gives her 6 months more of healing. So she'll be back probably next year at some point.
Next year. Next year.
So to anybody that wanted her back, it's not happening.
Not this year.
Oh, so this is what he wrote. So this was his response 5 hours ago as the show was going off. He said AEW is where the best wrestle. This week, don't miss Wednesday night Dynamite live nationwide. That's what he said right after Mania went off, he just mic dropped everything. It was funny. It was
Good.
absolutely funny.
Good for you. Good for you, TK. Good for
And
you.
people are like, "Damn it!" People were putting memes up. Damn, it feels good to be elite right now. Everybody,
Well,
look. I'm gonna tell you, fan. I'm gonna tell you guys, and I heard it tonight on X, and I was reading across blue skies. People are fed up. People are like, this is what I spent my money on. This is what I bought ESPN for. This is what I do Netflix for. And look, you got fucked over. WWE played you. You got played, and I saw it
yes,
coming.
y'all did. Yes, you all did. You got played.
Me and Smooth told you both for weeks. We told you for
Told you.
weeks you were
And
gonna
I
get
and
played.
I went and I said and I kind of went. Yeah, here it is. I got it right here. I just saw it right here.
I got a great
Well,
question. Why did most matches go under 10 minutes? I would rather have Vince back. I don't want Vince back in WWE, but I want better booking. And the reason they went 10 minutes because Triple H has said in open interviews that he wants to cut down the idea of doing 6 long-hour pay-per-views. He has said this before that he rather have
so
short
okay.
pay-per-views.
So okay, I'm looking at I'm scrolling through X now, and I'm looking at this clip of Stephen A. Smith getting booed by the crowd at WrestleMania. Rightfully so. We don't want to see a big head in there.
Well, everybody was getting booed at WrestleMania because they didn't look. Everybody was there. What I got explained. They started way too early. They pushed it up. They did not have a night people were like, they're so used to having a night side of WrestleMania on night 1 and night 2. They did not send the people home happy. You still kept the belt on Cody, and you really didn't do anything to really progress storylines outside of what was the point of AJ? What was the point of the AJ Lee match? I didn't understand that. Oh, okay, so she did the Black Widow, and then that was that. And then all of a sudden, referee, and then we're repeating what we did first match. So now we're gonna have a set. So we're just hot potatoing the title at this point. I'm gonna say this to a lot of you that come to watch my channel that give me shit for talking about AEW. Why give shit to Tony Khan when WWE does it? And they do it real bad. And it's very apparent what they're doing.
Yeah. You literally do it with counter programming. Then you want to go on. Then they go on. Then they go on social media and make attempts to troll AEW while their programming is taking place. So why not TK say, "Hey, I will do it in return and have fun while doing it," and that's what he did tonight.
I'll tell you guys this on this show. Justin Bieber doing Baby at Coachella is way better than a Cody Rhodes match.
Mm,
I just said that out loud. I'm gonna get some booze and some hate for that one, but it's kind of
well,
true.
you ain't lying. You're not lying.
Anything is better than that match in particular. And I'm
You're
sorry,
not.
I have to. I know I'm laying into WWE, but they dropped a nothing burger tonight, and it's not making any. And people are already saying that they're already trying to get rid of their tickets. People are already saying like they're not going tonight too.
Wow.
There's people on Twitter that are just like, why did I waste my time coming here? Like, unless Cody turns heel, he retains. Well, I know why they gave Cody they're keeping the belt on Cody because what movie's coming out? What movie's coming out with Cody Rhodes? That they got to have him
Street
have the
Fighter.
face. They got to have him have the face. That's why you can't have him lose
Street
that
Fighter.
belt. You got to have him walking the. You got to have him walking. That's why I think
Is a tough.
tomorrow. That's why I think tomorrow, if they go the way of Roman, it would just be because of that reason. They have to have. They have to have their two guys running the aisle for
Wait a minute.
Hollywood.
So, oh yes. So Roman Reigns is damn. He's with Street Fighter as well, correct?
Yes.
Oh shit. You can hear it now. Roman
Well,
Reigns as a
I want to
new
say this. I'm not like I want Punk to keep the belt. That's for a fact. There's no doubt about it. I want Punk to keep the belt, hold the belt. But if they give it to Roman Reigns, I now understand why. Because tonight they literally pushed. Tonight alone, they pushed um they pushed the Street Fighter movie big time. That's why. Here's another one I'm going to
okay.
tell you on both streaming services. Why are we pushing so many fucking ads down my throat, like on both sides, Netflix and ESPN? Why? Like I sat and watched more ads than I actually watched the pay-per-view in general. Stop calling them pay-per-views if you're just going to give me, you know what I mean? Stop
Ads.
watching pay-per-views. And then here's another one. Why are we making it out to be like AJ Lee's leaving WWE forever? That's the other thing that they were doing too. Like they had a backstage segment with her crying and saying, "Oh, I may not be coming back." Bro, you signed a 4-year deal. Shut the fuck up.
You
You
signed a
signed
4-year
a
deal
4-year
now.
deal. Like that's TKO. Yeah, you're not wrong. That's TKO. That's TKO for you at the end of the day. It was like 3-4 minutes of ads after a match. Yeah. Even if you paid for the non-ads, you got ads. And I got to give
Damn.
AEW credit tonight because all their wrestlers were coming out and literally talking, going, this is supposed to be the premium show that all the wrestling events work for underneath to make that show good for the week. There were wrestlers that actually. Oh, and then there was an article. So Andrade's Hail came out, and I will not be covering WrestleMania for ESPN. WWE denied my
Oh
credentials
yes,
and blocked my
yes, yes,
access.
yes, yes, yes.
Neither ESPN has been told why. Oh yeah. So this is the same guy. Get this, the same guy that gave a shitty review to WWE. And WWE does not want you to review. So get this one. So if you're not kissing ass in the media press for WWE, you ain't covering it. That's what they did.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I read that. I read that expose earlier when I went through my X page X as well because he was the one that wrote the shitty review for WWE
And he praised it, and
WrestlePalooza.
he also praised AEW.
WrestlePalooza. I remember that. Andrade's Hell. Yeah.
By the way, they're
Well,
not doing Arthur Ashe Stadium. They're going to be doing Lewis Armstrong Stadium for
Louis Armstrong Stadium.
Yep, I think it's the bigger one, right? Is that the bigger one? Is
Arthur
that
Ashe
the
is the bigger
bigger?
one, 21.
Oh, okay. Okay. So that's the one they're doing the pay-per-view for.
Yeah, for Double or Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's
Well,
see.
it's gonna
I
be
think I heard, I can definitely be wrong, that TKO's in debt why prices are high in so many ads. No, it's typical.
exactly
It's typical
no,
TKO though. It's typical. Artie Emanuel's been well known for this. He does that with
but
UFC.
all hmm oh
Go
he
ahead.
did, okay.
Yeah, he did that
But
with
also
UFC.
too wasn't it the fact that they have a ten he had a debt of like $10 million that he had to cover.
I have no idea on that one, so I don't know. Like I didn't I haven't heard anything like that on my end. I mean, like I said, I just know that TKO's track record's always been when Artie was Endeavor and they were owning the shit out of UFC early on, they were nickeling and diming fans. So I expect this I when they purchased WWE, Artie Emanuel, when um Vince McMahon sold, I went, oh, here we go. We're gonna be in the era of no give a shit to fans, give you less for more. Because Artie's always been well known and documented for even with Power Slap and all the leagues that he has, even the boxing league that he has with Ziffa, he's literally charging outrageous prices for tickets in these small arenas that AEW runs. And you're telling me they could go do $25 to $100 seats, and you're telling me WWE can't, and it's going to cost them way too much to get fans in seats? You're absolutely out of your mind.
It is.
And they're also
It is.
everybody's shitting all over TKO and WWE for the some reporters can't report WWE programming.
Yeah.
That's fucking wild. Now that is really stupid. That tells me WWE can't take criticism.
No, they can't.
That's what that tells me. TKO can't take criticism. Oh, speaking of pro wrestling, congratulations to Jake Hager, Swagger in Pro Slap. I don't follow that stuff.
Yeah.
I know you guys follow that stuff.
And then after his victory in that pro slap, in his pro slap debut, he said, "Fuck you, Tony Khan."
Oh, fuck Jake Hager, because Jake Hager has been a liar. Everybody's called him out for being a liar. He makes up shit all the time.
So basically, you're saying fuck Tony Khan, and you're in Power Slap. Make that make sense.
Okay,
Go ahead.
so okay. In real talk, when it comes to Jake Hager has been a well known narcissist and a liar. Like
Yeah,
that's why I don't take his shit serious. Like, great, he's in Power Slap, and then watch him when he leaves Power Slap. Watch when he leaves, he'll say, "Oh, Power Slap didn't pay me," but really they did pay you.
they did pay you.
He's
It's
another
just that.
he's another one like Matt Riddle. He's another one like Matt Riddle that just sits there and says whatever off their mouth, and they want it to stick. They like I think they just throw shit at darts at a wall and think it just sticks. Because
Hmm.
Chris Jericho had to correct Jake Hager, because when he was doing the interview with Chris Van Vliet, Jake Hager had to or Chris Jericho had on his own podcast pretty much fact check everything he said. By the
Wow.
way, if you rewatch the page coming out, there was no really fan reaction.
No, it
It
wasn't.
really
I
wasn't. And
watched
I don't
it.
know why all these wrestling fans, I think these are the same wrestling fans that turn around and go, oh, it's complete cinema. Bro,
Really.
welcome home. Paige was always going to
Welcome
be back
home.
in WWE.
Duh.
She did not fit the AEW
Duh.
mold, period.
No, she didn't. She didn't.
No, it didn't work out, and it did not work out in AEW with her. I knew it wasn't when they tried to. Another one that I think we'll see probably in WWE, and I'm gonna say this: I think Ruby will be back in WWE. I don't think she worked out in AEW like that, and I know she's married to Cool Hand Ange and had a kid with him. I just don't see
Yeah.
her in AEW going forward. Maybe if she gets paid, maybe she goes back. I just don't see it.
But
Just
she's getting
personal
paid good.
opinion.
But she's getting paid good. She's getting paid some good money to give money with AEW. So I don't know.
Well, she's making money. She's making fucking good money on her own. She don't need AEW. She's making money on her restaurants right now. Currently, she has two.
Oh yes. Mm-hmm.
Her and her husband have two restaurants. They don't really need. They really don't. Can we discuss the lip sync performance with Becky Lynch? I don't know because
Huh?
honestly, both streams were lacking for me, so I don't know what was real and what was not real. When people were talking, because when I saw people on stages and things, it looked like they were like 5 seconds behind. And I don't know if that was ESPN's shitty fucking app on the Apple TV or that was Netflix app on Apple TV. I don't know. Um, but I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that her shit was faked and whatnot. I'm not surprised. Look at Jelly Roll. Come on now, Jelly Roll at SummerSlam a few years ago. That was all. That was all taped. Go there. It was all taped. Because they
Okay.
have time and they have time cues and everything if you want to go there. That's why.
Yes.
To be honest with you guys, that's why. But I'm
But
just
see,
gonna I'm
like,
just gonna be honest with each and every one of you. Like this is me being personally honest. I mean, at the end of the day, WrestleMania Night 1 as a whole. And I'm not gonna be like those I'm not gonna pop a vein in my neck and all this different stuff and tell you like, oh well, yeah, WWE is this, that, and the third. WWE can get better, right? They can get better. Right here, they could take a moment and make their shows better. I don't think they're going to, but they have a chance to improve their product. You know, you go from bad to shit in a matter of minutes. So it's in WWE's court now to make better, make the rights, correct the rights on it. But I just don't think night two is gonna. I think night two will be your better night. I just don't think it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna be any better than night one. That's just me.
and then the people's, and then the fans are saying that they're not going to go to night two.
Yep.
Some, not everyone, but some of them saying they're not going to go to night two. Yeah,
Let me read this. I'm
but
saying
let's
this
see what.
because pandemic,
But
no fans, WrestleMania 36 so far is better than. Well, I honestly tell you, the last couple WrestleManias have not been really that great in my eyes.
no,
I mean, that's just me being honest. Last couple WrestleManias
no,
haven't been as good as they should be. Um, WWE shows have not been that great. I mean, outside of somewhat
no.
NXT and AAA, I mean, really, the main card stuff has been terrible. Tomorrow, I'm hoping they pick it up. They pick the pace up with Trick Williams and Sami Zayn and Mommy and Jade. I really do hope they show some, you know, they
Mhm.
rebound and they make things better. That's what I'm hoping for. I don't
And
want to seem like I'm an asshole to WWE product. I want all companies to thrive, but tonight WWE just dropped an egg. They shit on themselves.
they did.
This is supposed to be their Super Bowl.
and you had
And
playoff and you had playoff basketball outperforming them at the same time.
yep. I was getting
At the
text messages
same
from people that were liking playoff basketball, and they said, "Shit, I could just go watch the replay somewhere." That's what I was getting told
yeah,
by people that like I could just go watch the replay somewhere else. It's not important for
because
me to watch.
the first 2.5 hours of WrestleMania was Game One of the NBA playoffs between the Hawks and my Knicks, and I had that on the big screen.
Of course you did. It's your home team, of
I
course.
had that I had that shit on the big screen. I said, And like I said to you, Game One is the same time as WrestleMania in the first 2.5 hours. I'm locking into that. Meanwhile, I'll check out the highlights of WrestleMania on X and YouTube, and that's what I
Okay,
did.
so let me go with this. My opinion: if they stuck with the original plans for New Orleans, again, WWE don't give a shit about fans.
They don't give a shit about
New
fans.
Orleans was a shit show. They weren't going to do that in New Orleans. I knew when the minute they did it,
Hmm.
and WWE's all about money. I knew when they
Yeah,
reworked Las Vegas. I knew when they reran it. I knew it was all about money. It's all politics. That's all it is. They don't
yeah,
care about fans
and
anymore. WWE's not giving fan service anymore. The days of that is over. So that's why UFC's tailed off the way it's tailed off. People are not watching these byproducts like that, like they used to.
no,
That's why UFC went over to Paramount. Paramount because they put all their pay per views on it because people weren't buying their pay per views anymore. That's what happened. That's why you saw in live time like Power Slap and all them now over on Paramount. The reason why they are in other places is because their pay per views are not selling. That pay per view, and Tony Khan also is realizing that. That's why they brought out my AEW. And did you see WWE try to oversell you on
Cl-
WWEclub.com?
Club WWE. That's what it's
Yeah,
named.
Club
Club WWE.
WWE.
They said, "Oh, you can get all of this inside of Club WWE." Wait, you just copied off my AEW, fools.
WWE WrestleMania 44. Let me be honest with you. It's whoever throws the largest money at WWE. I don't
Yep,
have any. I don't have any favor to anything anymore because WWE is all about money. It's whoever could throw them a bag full of money.
that's it.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's
But
not Saudi Arabia back to back years because they'll throw them a shit ton of money. I wouldn't be surprised if they do Saudi Arabia 5 years in a row because they offer them billions of dollars.
and that's what happens to a brand like WWE when they are a public trading entity.
Yep. This is
That's what
where a
happens.
this is where AEW should step in. This is what I've been saying for a minute. This is where AEW has a way has the place and has the stage now where they could be the good guy company. This honestly, if WWE keeps doing this, more and more fans turn away from their product. It's kind of like gaming in a lot of ways. More and more fans turn away from your product, the more and more you're going to start fledgling funds. It's already happening.
Yep.
More and more people are not going to tune out to your product. More and more people are going to be anti-establishment. More and more people are going to walk over to other products. It's already happening in live time. TNA's down by 20%. They showed
Wow.
their
Oh,
audiences they went down by 20%. Why?
okay.
When your owner turns around and goes, "Well, fuck your wrestler. Fuck what the fans think. Fuck what the wrestlers think. It's all about what I want." And you pump your chest out in pride. Well, you learn real quick, fans don't take kindly to that shit. And it's the same with WWE.
Yep.
Same principle.
Yep. Because you're given a product that's not up to par,
Yep.
and then people's turning away, and they're going into other promotions. I mean, I was looking at GC. Matter of fact, I like how I checked in the House of Glory, GCW, and Stardom. Man, oh man, all three. I give them an A
House of Glory
because
killed it. House of Glory killed it on Friday night. They started off WrestleCon with a blast. I was like, this is what
yes
I'm
they
talking
did.
about.
Yes they did.
They
Listen,
they
I
had a
love it.
nice stage at the Palms. I've been to the Palms. The Palms is a nice.
Yeah.
They have a nice setup, like an outdoor
Okay.
venue, and then they have an indoor venue. And
Yeah.
they had the indoor venue, like the little mini arena. Fuck,
Hmm.
House of Glory, they sold it out. Good for them.
Yeah, and it was a lot. Man, the crowd was into it for all of the matches from beginning to from the start from start to finish. And I
Well,
gotta give it a
well, to be honest,
and I got
Charlie and
Shotzi,
Shotzi killed it.
Shotzi. Yes, they did,
Give me
and
a
the crowd
60-minute
loved it.
Iron Man match between them, bro. Just give me
K-
anything with them. I'm happy.
The, the crowd killed it with House of Glory. Then what was it? GCW was there too.
Keep
Yeah,
preaching because these keep preaching, my friend. Because fucking keep preaching, my
because
friend. Because
GCW was
like,
there. Listen, GCW killed it too, and then Stardom killed it too.
oh,
What?
Stardom at the end,
Listen,
bro. The fucking owner was loving every second of what Thekla was doing, bro. As I
but
said, BDSM shit was
uh,
happening, and oh my god.
yeah, because for me, I looked on X and they showed like a 2 minute clip of it, and I'm like, okay. Then I shown the rest, so I had to go find it in other like on another like website or
Yeah, third
whatever,
party. You had to go
and I
third party.
third par-
Yeah.
third party site, and I saw the full show, and it was the segment was right before the main event match,
Yes, and
and
can
I
I tell
said
you that was good story building between AEW and Stardom because it sets up for your Forbidden Door pay per view.
yes because yeah because I like the president the president goes into his Japanese language and says thank you everybody, and then he goes in English, thank you, and then he gets a few words out in English, and all of a sudden here comes this here comes the entrance music for Tekla, and he's looking at the entrance, he's looking at this Titantron, he's looking at the Tron, he says
He's pissing
she's gonna
himself.
come, he said she's gonna come, all of a sudden she shows up behind him, and he said come, and she taps him and she just pushes him. It wasn't like no punch, wasn't no elbow to the face. It was just push, and I'm gonna tell you my business. And I like that storyline. I love the storytelling. I just love it. And then she pulls out, and then after doing all of that, she just pulls out the belt from her waist and said, "Okay, I'm gonna whip this shit out of you. I'm gonna get you."
I'm just I know people in all my streams and all the platforms that I stream to. I'm just saying,
Mhm.
look, at the end of the day, AEW is doing the things that WWE ain't. They're capitalizing, they're pushing their stars, they're working with
Yes,
other companies, they're working with the indie
bingo.
promotions. I wouldn't be
Oh,
surprised if they start doing that Forbidden Door and they build it up to be a second WrestleMania for them with other companies and they come together and they have like what WCW used to do like what's back in the day where they on Superstation and they had like, what was the big thing? What was their big pay-per-view? Brawl something rather?
beach brawl.
Or no, not Beach Brawl. It was their like it was on Superstation and it was like their WrestleMania basically on for TV.
Yeah, yeah. Was it brawl at the beach or something?
Some cool. They used to do something real big. I wouldn't be
Oh,
surprised if TK started working with so many companies and what they do is they start having like House of Glory, presented by House of Glory, boop boop boop, kind of like how soccer teams do
yeah.
their thing or how football teams in EU do
Okay.
things or how the FIFA
Mhm.
World Cup works where they have all these different entities that come together, all of them, all different soccer leagues. I
Oh
wouldn't
yeah.
be surprised if Tony Khan, and I wouldn't even be surprised if Tony Khan wanted to do like a World Cup type deal. Wouldn't that be
Yeah.
something? Tony Khan wanting to do a World Cup
Well,
with all the companies.
now we now know that Forbidden Door is going to be in San Jose inside the SAP Center for for that time in June. But that night before, New Japan should just put on a show where they usually have it in what is it, San Jose State University they have it on,
I think they're doing something with Ring of Honor the night before.
and that's a good thing. You see that?
Yes,
Oh, New Japan and Ring of Honor. See,
and
and that's
MLP.
what and,
See, these three come together, and it's like, look, that's what you
oh
want.
MLP too. Oh, and MLP. See,
Anytime Ring of
by the
Honor now
way,
is running, anytime Ring of Honor is running something now, they're working with MLP. Tony Khan
of
is
course.
literally trying to help Scott D'Amore build that Maple Leaf Pro
And,
Wrestling into something.
By the way, I want to give a shout out to MLP for Multiverse. That was another good show.
Yes. And I want to tell you guys this. I'm going to make a wild prediction, and I'm just going to make a wild. And I know Tony Khan doesn't want to buy promotions, and I get it. Wouldn't be
No.
surprised if he put a stake into MLP, like put some money into
Ooh.
it, like to help it
Yeah,
out.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
not
yeah.
not buying it, but just like help them out as a partner, and then like they become
Of
like kind of
course.
like what New Japan and CMLL is for them.
Similar,
Be-
of course.
because what
Yes.
Tony Khan is doing, he's doing the reverse. So he's doing the reverse of WWE. He's just partnering. He's signing contracts with these companies to get a stake in
No,
the company for short-term gains.
because there's a difference between TK and TK of what he's doing and what WWE is doing. And that
Well, it's
is
kind of smart.
TK.
It's kind of smart if you really
No,
go there. It's kind of
yeah.
like what
Yeah, because
hockey leagues do.
yeah, invest. It's more of like putting your investment into that partnership.
Right.
You're not buying it, but you're putting, a little bit of investment and you increase it from there as the product gets better. So, and plus, remember, TK not just only does wrestling, he's with sports. He owns the Jacksonville Jaguars, have a football club in England,
Well, you got to
and
remember,
in the UK
something too.
and
Here's
all of
another
that.
thing. Here's
Hmm.
another thing with Tony Khan. You people don't got to remember. Tony Khan's college educated on numbers.
Yes,
And yeah, yes, he's a wrestling fan. People say this all the time. Oh, he's a wrestling fan. Like, okay, cool. But
but
if you
when
peel back the
mhm,
layers, he's an analytical man.
he is,
He's an analytical man. If you want to go there, he literally looks at analytics all the time and what works and what doesn't. And that's why he's investing in companies the way he is. He's investing to see where his diminishing return, because Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling could fludger in the next 5 years. We don't know that. You know what I
we
mean?
don't know.
Same with House of
True,
Glory and things like that.
true. But yeah, I mean, of course, because you want to see where you want to see where it goes, and then increase it from there. So
Let me read.
definitely,
Ric Flair called Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton as one of the greatest matches in the last few years. See, I would have
oh
to
you
see I would have to see an article on that though. I'd have to see where he
oh you
said that.
yeah, well, no, 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 I don't.
Yeah, see, Chuck could tell me this. You guys could tell me this, but I have to see an article on that
No, no, no,
or
no,
an
no. We're not.
expose.
We're not gonna do like, yeah, because we want to do, you know
Oh, let's see
we want to
this.
do.
Della Steele Jr. 50. Yeah, thank you for that, buddy. Thanks for the shout out. I appreciate that. And
Thank you,
salute.
thank
By
you.
the way, guys, this channel, so you guys know this, channel is going to be switching to Wraithrealm TV. More Wraithrealm TV will be my other channel. My other channel has like 50 subs. What that channel is going to be is it's going to be an extension of this channel. What I do is I'm going to be running through AI all the stuff, and it's going to spit out clips for me. So when I get to it, you guys will kind of be like Stevie Richards show in a way, to where it'll have like it'll be like when me and Smoot talk for hours, it'll be broken up into segments for you. So you can
Of
go
course,
watch in quick action what we're talking about, kind of like what Linus does with the WAN show and other podcasts do. Now, I've been also asked off the side, are we going to be making this into an audio version of the show? Yes. Future wise, yes.
yes,
We are growing, yes. Right now I'm trying to keep it to like just, YouTube and other streaming platforms for now, and see where it goes.
of course,
And see where this goes, as far as me and Panna want to see where the hell this goes first. How many
of course,
people love it? Go ahead.
and and I also want to say to the audience and those and other content creators that have been reaching out to us and giving us our feedback. We appreciate you all. Thank you. Thank you very much, with great respect, as we continue to grow this and take it to, possibly the next level.
By the way,
Because
this show is on YouTube. It is. I'll
yes,
probably put it on Rumble eventually, because I got to get the channel fixed on Rumble. Rumble doesn't have
okay,
edit channels or some reason. It's weird. YouTube allows you to edit your name on channels, but it doesn't do the things with that. So I'm probably gonna have to create another Wraith. I'll probably have to create a new channel because right on there is Rev Sauce. And the thing is,
Okay.
there is has all my old content. I'm gonna leave that channel there as an archive channel, and I'll just make a new one
Yes.
so I can go live and whatnot on Rumble. So
Y-
I know you guys like
Yeah, you
some
could.
of you like Rumble, so we're gonna be over. I'm gonna be over there, and so will this will be over there. And then we're on Twitch, we're on Kick, we're on Blaze, we're on. Eventually, what I'm gonna do is I'm also gonna try to go live on X directly when I pay for premium eventually down the road. So this show's on everything. When we go live, we're on everything. We're on multi platforms. So say hi to like 9 different platforms as we're live. You know what I mean? We're just not on YouTube. I want to get this on everywhere I game stream on because more eyes on the product, the better. More outlets, the better. And I know a lot of you, some of you guys don't like YouTube. Some of you like Twitch. Some of you like Kick. Some of you like other platforms. So why don't we have the doors open to everybody and have fun with doing it,
Of course.
at the same time?
And also, I also want to say to you all, like I said, I appreciate we appreciate the feedback with great respect, and chiming in with any advice that you all have that you want to offer to us as we continue to grow this. Because guess what, we we may know wrestling from top to bottom, but then but we always continue to learn and grow along the way.
No, no,
So
no smooth,
definitely.
no smooth. I'm about getting those dick pills and and dick pill sponsors and Cialis and shit. Okay,
Oh,
come on, my audience.
okay,
we
okay,
got
okay, see,
we
okay.
gotta get the Bud Light
If
commercials and we gotta get
if
sponsored,
if
man.
yeah, yeah,
Playing.
we're gonna get
I'm
sponsors, all
kidding.
right. No,
Let's
no, no,
get to
no.
more questions. I love the questions tonight. You guys are on fire tonight. I'm disappointed in WWE's creative team. Same here. We both are.
Yeah, we
WWE
all.
disappointed in the lack of accountability from Paul Levesque. Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Paul
yeah.
Levesque will take Paul Levesque will take most of the brunt of this. It's mostly on him, but you also got to throw some
But
shade at also Artie Emanuel too, because that
uh,
whole Cody Rhodes match was all TKO ownership there. And if you're gonna go the way of busting eyes open and whatnot, and you're gonna go more violent, then make your pay per view more violent. I don't like how WWE goes 1 foot in the door and then the next minute go out the door. Go all the way with it then. You should have made this
so
feud a blood feud. I said this last week and the week before that with Smooth here. I was like, why are we not doing a blood feud? Blood feud with Jelly Roll and making like Jelly Roll get hit by a car or Jelly Roll gets, glass broken in front of him or something, or he gets thrown through a car. Or Jelly Roll in his hotel, they beat him up in the leg or something with a pipe. And they make it really convincible, like, oh, Pat McAfee's a really serious deal. Pat McAfee wants to be, part of this, beatdown clan that Randy Orton or the RKO. Remember when Randy had his own little group? They would beat people up.
yeah,
So my thing is, I
yeah.
thought that's what they were gonna do. Oh, why is Jelly Roll at the beginning of SmackDown bleeding? Why is he sitting on the side of the locker room bleeding? And then Pat McAfee comes out and goes, "Oh, hey," drops the mic, goes, "Hey, I beat your favorite singer. I laid him in rubbles." I was waiting, like, where is that
But that,
WWE that I remember it to be where Paul Levesque was
but
part of
also,
the Attitude Era? I don't know what's the safe space thing. That just
but
becoming
also too,
ridiculous.
like we said earlier, for the reason you couldn't have Cody drop the belt to Randy to Orton last night. It's because you have the movie Street Fighter coming out, and he has to be, and you got to make him look good with the champ with the undisputed WWE
You have to make
championship.
somebody look good, and it tells me if they're gonna make Cody look good, then Roman's losing. That's my opinion.
Yes, yes,
Because Cody looks like he's the bigger star. Because if you look at the trailers when they were showing off, they didn't really show Roman off
no,
very much.
no.
Because Roman's
This,
also in that movie too.
uh, but
So I think
like I said to you,
Roman's one of them. I believe he's Guile or one of them. I don't. Guys, don't get mad at me about Street Fighter. I know more about Mortal Kombat than I do Street Fighter. I love both games. I just don't know the characters on one side or the other. I know more Mortal Kombat than anything. And by the
I
way,
use
come at me. Glenn Powell should be Johnny. Uh, Johnny. So yeah, at me. He's a better
yeah.
fit than who they
I,
have
I
playing.
I guess for me, I was a Street Fighter guy back in the day. So, and I
Oh,
liked it, and I liked
both games are great. Love both games.
and Mortal Kombat too. Listen, I love to play both. I used to play both games back in the
Hey,
day, and
I
then
was a
when the
huge
mo
Dead or Alive fan and Soul Calibur just because of titties. I'm not gonna deny.
yeah, yeah,
I liked
yeah, I see
I
you.
also liked my Tomb Raider. Those pixel titties.
I see you. I see, like what Stephanie McMahon's, like what Stephanie said at the Hall of Fame induction ceremony when
Bro,
she
that was
flipped
over. Oh my
when she,
god, when I saw her walk out tonight at and bro,
WrestleMania.
I just
Yep.
went, man, you've had some boob work done.
Yes, she has.
Those
Oh,
were mega size. I was like, that's way too much. That's
yeah,
way too
yes, she has.
much.
And then, well, before that, last night was no Friday night was the Hall of Fame induction ceremony, and she's on the stage. She's like, oh, she's in her like baby face mode, and then she says, "Do you want to know something? I want to turn into my heel character." And then she goes into this heel character, and then she goes into a usual heel
Steel
character.
Jr.,
She says,
I blame Artie Emanuel for this part of ruining WWE, which is the business side of things. I blame him for. I blame him for a lot of things. You got to blame him for the main event because that was his
"Yeah,
creation. It wasn't Triple H that ran that. That was more of
mm,
Artie Emanuel. So you got to blame him there. You got to blame him for the tickets, and you also got to blame him for the way he's been treating fans. He doesn't
yeah,
take accountability, and he's not. He keeps putting out Nick Khan as a puppet to say, well, it's not politics. We're doing creative. We're not really doing politics. And I'm just like, dude, just take accountability. Just come out, Artie, and say, look, we're about business. We're not about fans. See, people would understand where you're going from, but you're not doing that. And then on top of it, come out and talk about your TNA partnership and how you're fucking the fans over even worse.
yeah." How you screwing
Like,
that product up as well? Screwing the pooch.
or
Like
turn
for
around and say, hey,
example,
look, we're actively thinking about buying them.
like for example,
I told you guys this 3 weeks ago. Remember when I said this? They're just doing what UFC's been doing. They're Artie Emanuel's taking a page out of his other products. He's eventually
yeah,
going to buy TNA. He's got AAA, TNA. He's got Evolved. What he's doing is he's just buying like he did with UFC. UFC has the leagues below it. They have the minor league systems. And trust me when I
yeah,
say this. That's what they're doing with WWE. They're just gonna buy out these promotions, and you're just gonna love every second of it. And
yeah.
it hurts the company.
It hurt.
The Miz would
Yeah,
have been a perfect Johnny Cage. Yeah, I see that too. Um, I think Glenn Powell would be good too, because I saw Glenn Powell and I went, you know what, that would be a good Johnny Cage the way he acts and whatnot. But I could see the Miz too. The Miz would have been good too. Roman Reigns, I got you. Okay, which was a hidden character. I got you. But
okay.
to me, here's my thing. Roman Reigns better lose tomorrow. Because if he's not playing
My brother.
with the character you're explaining, it's not a main character like Cody. I think Cody's playing Gile.
Oh,
I think it is.
Guile, yeah,
Guile, thank you.
Guile. But who
So
played? But who
he's
played?
playing a bigger role.
He must have got a lot of advice to play Guile from Jean Claude Van Damme.
You remember the '90s one? Remember the '90s Street Fighter movie?
Oh yeah, that was
In the game, and the
that was
game that it was like the game was so cheesy. It was funny though. It was good though.
yeah, yeah, that was 97 or 98 when it came out.
'96 came out. 90
96. Okay.
came out. It came out alongside of Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat had the better movie. And in fact,
Oh yeah,
Mortal
yeah.
Kombat they didn't keep the same director. The problem was they didn't keep the same director, and
And it,
it flopped. The second one flopped in '97, and then the American that was playing Kung Lao, was it Kung Lao or was it
yeah,
uh I get them confused. Uh oh my god, I'd have to. The main character of that movie, they botched him, and then he got blackballed out of Hollywood for a while, and then he just recently had a resurgence.
Yeah,
Recently,
but I did
because
like, but I
they
did.
botched. America got our America movie industry got involved in that instead of just letting it be what it was. Unfortunately,
But I like the movie for Street Fighter when it first came out in '96, and now you see them remaking it 30 years later. Okay, I mean, I would like to see how. I want to see how it does when they finally release it.
hopefully it's good. I mean, it can't be Liu Kane. There we go, Liu Kane. Thank you. There it is, Liu
Okay,
Kane. I had to
okay,
go look on my third monitor there. Liu Kane. Liu Kane is great, but they botched him in the '90s. The actor that played it alongside of it, they would have had a 4-piece movie set. But what they did was they botched the movie. They fired the original director that was doing it. Now the same director is doing Mortal Kombat 2, so hopefully it's good. The first one was phenomenal, so hopefully the second one is good. And they got a good actor set. They got the guy that played in that Hulu series,
okay.
so as Scorpion. So and he played in the first one, and then they got young Scorpion. So I know what storylines they're going for. So now they're doing the actual tournament thing, which is going to be cool. So hopefully they don't botch this. And Street Fighter, I hope they don't botch.
Yeah,
I hope Street Fighter is good
but
because it needs to be good.
yeah, but getting back with night one of WrestleMania, the first match of it, the first match of night one with the Usos and LA Knight versus the Vision and ISO Speed. Okay, so you give LA Knight and the Usos the win. Where do you? What is that? It's like,
Oh,
so
real
are we
quickly, if you guys
gonna?
want to know what I'm drinking on camera, this is just iced coffee that I've made, so you guys know.
Okay,
In a in a bougie in a bougie beautiful Burger King cup. Okay, I aim to please. By the way, eventually Smooth will have a camera. Smooth will have things. We talked about it on the other show. I want to address that because I was asked. Smooth will have stuff in the future as
yeah.
this thing gets bigger, as he gets more. He's right now testing the waters out on things. He's looking around because he's already talking to me about streamers already. See, this is how this goes in this world, in this life when it comes to streaming. Once you get a taste of it, podcasting, you start looking around sceneries on apps, and you start setting up, different things, and you start watching, and you start, you know what I mean. So give him time.
Hmm.
He's getting a toe in the water.
Yes,
Once he'll fall into the deep end eventually. That's how this goes.
yes. I will do so. I will definitely do that. But getting back to, like
Hold
I said,
on.
with that
Someone
match.
says that's how all companies do business. Warner Brothers ruined the Tim Burton's Batman. Sony ruined Sam Raimi's Spider Man, and Ari and Paul ruined WWE. Well, okay, so here's my thing.
Oh,
I'm gonna give WWE a
okay.
chance after WrestleMania to fix the things. Supposedly Triple H says he's listening. He knows social media. So I'm gonna give them an opportunity to see what they do. I'm not gonna count WWE out. I think they're a shitty company, but I'm not gonna count them out because tell you why, because we could be talking shitty right now, and then in the summertime we could be having a different conversation. That's WWE
Yes.
for you. We could be having a whole different conversation. We could be saying, oh, well, Triple H is shit. And then the next minute we go, Triple H is a legend. We could be saying different things. We did this last year, remember? A lot of us did. And then we all went on in the summer. We go, oh, WWE's kind of getting a brain and they're kind of figuring it out. So, you know, it's a bad
Yeah.
setup. Two things the Usos clashing or chasing their tag team belts again. LA Knight versus eventually returning Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed's going to be out for a while. I don't see
No,
him
he's gonna be
returning
out
for
for a
another
while.
year.
Mm-mm,
Yeah,
mm-mm.
you're out on that one. Same with Bianca Belair. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, Bianca Belair looks healthy. She's come back." She's still dealing with
No.
a hand injury still, and she's pregnant. So you got to go. If she's gonna have a kid, maternity leave. You got to go there. So she's gonna be gone for probably another year. Probably.
Yeah.
You're not going to see Bianca
Yeah.
Belair for a while. Let me
Yeah.
see here. The two things is the Usos. Look, to me, the Usos, I'm over them. I'm gonna be real with a lot of you. I think I'm done with the Usos. Period. Point blank. Period.
Okay.
I think the Usos have ran their course, and I've been Uso fatigued for a while. I've been Jey Uso fatigued for a while, and I know Jey Uso doesn't want to hear that online, and I know he gets angry. Oh, fans don't get the gimmick, but you've ran your course, bro. Come up with something new. It's kind of like I'm glad
Yeah.
they took the Acclaim out of AEW. Like I love Scissor Me, and then they just reunited over the WrestleCon weekend, and they're talking about doing some
Okay.
stuff in AEW. But the thing is, I was kind
Oh,
of glad Max Caster and what's
Anthony
his name,
Bowens.
Anthony Bowens took a break because how much more could they go with the Acclaim? It's kind of like the Usos.
True.
And it's like the Young Bucks, right? I'm digging the new Young Bucks now. They're toning their shit down and
Mm-hmm.
they're actually storytelling for once. It's not they're just doing the typical Young Bucks thing. They're actually telling you stories and they're actually building the tag team division very well. And in fact, I'm going to go this way and I don't like FTR, but FTR is building themselves up pretty well this year.
Yes,
Like,
they have.
and I don't like Stothy, but Stothy's building. He's building himself up. He's building a repertoire of tool bag of things that he could pull from, and it's really good. And I got to give FTR credit. I didn't like it at first, but I'm starting to come around. And the cool part, it's all going to collide at Louis Armstrong Stadium. It's gonna clash. It's gonna be good. I'm pretty excited for it, and I think they give the belts, and I'm gonna be honest with you, they give the belts to the Young Bucks at this point because the Young Bucks have been your kind of just going with it.
Mm-hmm.
Now they could
Yeah.
give it to Adam Copeland and Cope, and they could go that way, or Adam and Christian, they could go that way too. I'd be cool with that, but I really think the Young Bucks deserve the belts. They've been working their asses
Yes.
off. They've been telling storylines, and they've been storytellers, and they're not getting any younger. They're 40. They're pushing 40. Kenny's pushing 40. Like,
Okay. Yep.
enjoy the next 5 years of these guys because they're gonna probably retire.
Mm-hmm.
And then FTR already stated that they're retiring after their next contract.
Okay.
So let me read
Because
this
they're pushing
question.
42.
So let me read this one. If Bronson Reed comes back in time, Survivor Series, they set up Seth Rollins' apology tour with the Usos and Knight and whoever the next star is to feud with the Vision and adding Gunther. Here's my thing. LA Knight needs to be champion. It's absurd
Yes.
that he's not champion. LA Knight should not be in these little groups. I'm tired of him being in groups. He needs to be a thing. They need to push him for title. That's a Darby Allin situation in itself. You need to push your guy. I'm tired of seeing Triple H putting him on the bench, and you keep seeing footage of LA Knight being with a towel over around him crying. No, push the guy for a title. That's a guy that you would have
Yeah.
have him go over on Punk. That's the guy you would do that with. But again, LA Knight's a face, so it would not work out.
Of
But
course.
LA
No,
Knight
it
needs to be
wouldn't.
pushed. If Bronson Reed comes back in time, Survivor Series, they set up Seth Rollins' apology tour. Uh, I don't know what they're doing with Seth
Seth
Rollins at
Rollins.
this point. It's going to be Seth
I
Rollins
don't
and
know.
what do you
Rob
think?
Breaker.
You want to read that question and go with it? You're more of a long term, but I'm going to go to the restroom real quick.
Okay. What was the question again? Hold on. Do I feel as though they're gonna do it with with Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed? But see, Bronson Reed is gonna be out until the end of the year, so you're gonna have to wait on that. But in the meantime, they can do that with Braun Breaker because a returning Braun Breaker now that now that he's fully healthy, you can set that matchup with him and Seth Rollins. Do some great storytelling and feuds leading you into that match. Now you're not doing that match for Backlash, so you're gonna have to build that story for a little bit, and then do it for clashing clashing Italy and Turin and Turin Italy next month. So if they don't get it to do it there, then hey, they always got SummerSlam to build that um build that matchup, build that feud. Because originally it was supposed to be Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker for the World Heavyweight title, but Seth Rollins got legitimately injured with that shoulder at Crown Jewel against Cody Rhodes.
Sorry, so
So they had to.
it was a question. It wasn't a question. It was just a prediction. That's
Oh,
what he's
okay.
saying. What he was
That
saying. It was a prediction.
was a prediction. But
Knight
no,
absolutely
but
needs
like
to be champ. Yeah, I agree with that one. Should be. Should be.
yeah, Knight. Yeah, he should be. Like, what has happened? Like sometimes we have to ask ourselves, okay, you build up these superstars, WWE, then you pull the rug you pull the rug under them, and then they started from square one.
My I think my co-host doesn't have the YouTube chat up, so yeah, I think they need to pull up the YouTube chat so they would see what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
YouTube.
but
This is where
oh,
the questions are coming from. YouTube, other platforms. I
oh,
think people
YouTube.
are just lurking at the moment.
Okay.
This is late night.
Let me
Most
go.
people lurk in my chat. By the way, lurkers are appreciated. If you're just lurking and watching and just listening, I appreciate you.
Yes.
I know other places, I know other streamers frown upon lurkers at night, and you need to be active. No, just being here is, I
No.
appreciate you enough. Viewer's a viewer.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Appreciate you, lurkers. Thank you. You
Um,
you make the show better.
let's see here. Night, absolutely. Okay, yeah, I agree with that. Wasn't a question, it was just a prediction. I feel you. Um, But yeah, getting back to what you were saying, night champion, you don't understand, and well, that's just no faith Triple H. That's no faith Triple H. That's what that's about.
Hmm.
That's what it's all
Because
about. It's no faith Triple H. That's why you saw people like Karrion Kross leaving WWE because Triple H has no faith in them.
no, yeah, and they do better, and they're doing better elsewhere, and they're doing much better elsewhere, which which gets to me. So Braun Breaker was supposed to face off against Seth originally, because that's the original plans. That Braun Breaker was supposed to face off was turn on Seth Rollins, and they were supposed to have that World Heavyweight title match together. But Seth Rollins had that shoulder injury of which he had to relinquish the title.
Yes, and then Braun had the hernia.
And then he had the hernia too, right after all of that, right after everything took place. So now now they say, okay, we're gonna give you Braun Breaker versus Seth Rollins in a non-title match. I'm like, okay, mm,
Is it too late to push Knight? Yeah, it's kind of too late to push Knight. Seems like they don't want to push him at this moment, and then when they do, it's going to be a
no,
little too late. And then Triple H is trying to cool the his momentum off the way he did with Karrion Kross. Well, Karrion Kross just said fuck it when his contract was up. He just said fuck it, I'm out, and he went over
yeah,
to MLW, and he's getting pushed. He's world champion right now, I think.
yes, he,
So
yeah,
he's going to be all right. I don't think Karrion Kross needed WWE. WWE needed him, and it's very apparent the same way they're treating Aleister Black the same way. It
yes,
just seems like Aleister Black is in WWE to collect a check, not really to be there. I mean, to be honest with you. So
true,
seems like
true,
the
and then
Vision saw everything except getting injured. LOL. Seems like the Vision saw everything except getting injured. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
yeah,
That's the wrestling business. That's what happened with Darby Allin. Darby Allin was supposed to be champion last year, and unfortunately, he had a
but he got
shoulder
injured.
injury, and then he had to climb Everest, and his momentum was like kind of swingled, and then they, you know what I mean? So that's what happened there.
Yeah, Yeah.
But no, I'm just gonna tell you guys this straight up tonight. I'm just gonna tell you WWE night one was kind of all over the place. Like just literally all over the place. And there was a lot of decisions, in my opinion, that WWE could have done. Stephanie Vaquer is their bigger superstar, personally at the moment. I love Liv
Yeah.
Morgan, but Liv Morgan is kind of cooled off. And you just gave Liv Morgan a belt. You just gave her a shitty theme music, whatever this is, that Liv Morgan's
Chubba
going,
chubba
it's
chubba.
so great. And it's like,
Chubba chubba chubba. Chubba
oh
chubba
my God.
chubba. Chubba chubba chubba. I'm like, what the hell is that?
It's EC3. Come on now. Trouble, 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 trouble. Trouble, 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 trouble. Every time I hear
Wait,
a theme song, I'm picturing EC3 coming out and doing his little strut.
EC3.
EC3, you know what's funny? EC3 couldn't fucking get over on TNA television. That shit was funny. When he walked out and they were doing EC3 is back, and then trouble, 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 and then the people were booing him. That shit was funny. That
Yeah, it
shit's
was so fun. Listen,
absolutely
Rebellion was yeah, and TNA Rebellion was all over the place too. So
TNA's been dropping turds, and their owner just thinks like they are the shit. They are the number 2 promotion because they have a partnership with WWE. Get the fuck on. You ain't number 2.
WWE does not consider you to be a partner.
And look,
Sorry.
and by the way, to all you motherfuckers that said TNA's number 2, how do you feel 6 months now? You look stupid. You look really stupid.
Stupid. Stupid.
Steph
Stupid.
moves to Becky, and oh no, you don't want her. No, you don't want to do that to Steph.
No.
You don't want Stephanie. No, I don't want her going backwards. No backwards. You want to keep the feud going on between AJ Lee at this point. You need to, or
Becky.
you bring up Maxine Dupree again. There's no other way because Maxine Dupree's been sitting on the sidelines for a while,
Yeah, she's
cutting
been.
promos.
Yeah, she. Yeah, she
Cutting
has been.
promos.
And because mean, eh, eh.
Let's see. I
Maxine
could see
Dupree,
Stephanie
man.
moving to Becky and the women's IC title,
No.
Liv versus Raquel, you could do down the line. I think Raquel, if you really want to go that far, Raquel breaks off from the Judgment Day eventually. You could do it that way, but you got to still run
Mm-mm.
that Stephanie Vaquer because everybody right now is turning on WWE on that one. Like the amount of hate that's going on X right now is pretty bad. Liv Morgan's getting shit on, and that's bad. WWE made a bad decision tonight with that whole Liv Morgan thing. And
Mm-mm.
I don't care. There's Liv Morgan. I like Liv Morgan. Don't get me wrong. I bought her skin on Fortnite. I love Liv Morgan, but I felt Liv Morgan should not won the title here. If you wanted to have Liv Morgan win something, and me in perfect world, and I know this is the demotion for her, I would rather her be in the mid cart part. I didn't feel like I'm going to say this in a good way. I just really thought it should have been something else with Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan should have been feuding with somebody else personally. Stephanie Vaquer is
Mm-hmm.
too big. And I didn't understand why they took the belt off of her tonight. It made no sense. And I get why people are shitting all over it. It's justified.
Yeah.
Because Stephanie Vaquer has been built like a machine. And
Yes.
she has a big audience of people if you didn't know that.
Of course. Listen. Listen. Everybody loves some Stephanie Vaquer, man. And
Stephanie
now
Vaquer's fire.
it's
Like when she came in, they gave her the belt real quick after NXT. They had her in NXT for a cup of coffee. It wasn't that
yes,
long.
they did. Mm-hmm.
See, they did the right thing. See, I will admit, WWE did the right thing with Stephanie Vaquer. They transcended her up. Now what they need to do is they need to do the same thing with Roxanne Perez at this point.
Yes.
They have to at this point with Roxanne Perez. There's no doubt. You don't do that with Roxanne Perez, you've lost your goddamn mind. She should be champion quite literally soon. There shouldn't be sooner than later. I would say SummerSlam time. You start building her or something. Now
Okay.
I can't predict. I'm gonna be real with you guys. I can't predict what's gonna go on the rest of this year with WWE. But right now, I'll just tell you their shows are garbage right now. Absolutely absurd. I'm sitting back and just going, "This ain't it, Chief." Ain't it for me?
Nope.
And I'm more excited for AEW, man. I'm already ready for Wednesday.
Yep.
Isn't it funny? I'm already
Let's
ready for Wednesday. I'm excited for Wednesday. Sign
let's
me
go
up for
dynamite.
Wednesday.
Let's go dynamite. Let's go
Right?
dynamite. We listen, please. And say so. And here's one thing I want to say to all these content creators that believes WWE's a shit. How do you feel now that TKO's messing up the whole thing, the whole shit? Are you gonna report on it? Bet you ain't, because you're probably getting paid a little bit under the table, and they telling you to keep it, and they're telling you to keep it hush hush,
Yeah, I'm gonna tell
so
you all
that
the
way you can
people.
talk.
I'm gonna be real with you. All the people that report WWE all look like stupid idiots right now. Each and every one of them.
Yeah. Denise
Oh wait,
Salcedo.
the biggest one of them all. Triple H. Yeah, okay. You look bad. The guy with the Atlanta Braves hat. You look stupid now, don't
Oh,
you? Your boy just
I'll
got
call his
played.
name out. JD from NY206. I ain't
Yeah.
afraid of you.
His boy made the product look bad tonight.
Yeah.
And
Good job.
you know, the one thing
Good
with Tim
job.
is what I find interesting. He'll put a title up saying how bad this show is, but then he'll turn around. Oh well, guys, it'll get better. Oh no, it won't get better, bud. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Get ready, yo. That
Yeah.
outfit
It
that
won't get.
Roxanne Perez had. OMG, duck, ducky, duck, quack, quack. Hell yeah. Roxanne Perez is
Mm-hmm.
the shit, man. You could dress her up in anything,
Sure.
man, and she's hotter than shit.
Of
That's what I'm
course.
saying. When they put the belt on her, I'm all for it. They're
Yeah.
building her pretty nicely. I think she'll eventually. I think she'll be the one ultimately to turn on Liv Morgan eventually. I think she'll be the one first to do it because they're Raquel Rodriguez. The problem is with Raquel right now is the main problem they've had before with her. They don't know what to do with her. They
They don't know.
want to push her and then they go, oh, we're pushing her, and then they have no idea. Then they have no clue after
Yeah.
that.
No.
That's why I say Roxanne. If you're gonna do it right, you put if they have a draft, you take Raquel Rodriguez out of the Judgment Day in a draft, put her on SmackDown, and have her belt up. Roxanne wins Money in
Yeah.
the Bank. I could see that. Roxanne should be belt up at this point.
Sure. She should be.
Hey,
And
she did a great
and
job in Ring
also
of Honor, the old school Ring of Honor, before she moved over to NXT. She was literally
NXT. Yeah.
champion. And then when in NXT, she was the shit. So, I mean, she knows what she's doing and she could be a good villain or a good face and do both or the tweener part. She's really good at it. And she comes from the Booker T learning tree.
Damn right.
So,
Reality. Reality of wrestling.
well,
Reality of
my
wrestling.
thing with the what my thing is tonight, I ended up tuning into more other stuff than I actually did WWE. And that's the sad
Me
part of
too.
me saying it. I had multiple screens going on where I was watching
I got.
sports products more than I was watching the WWE. I tuned into WWE, but I was kind of checked out. Between the ads and between the bullshit of insulting my intelligence, and I don't need Michael Cole to church the shit up for me either. That was another thing that was happening. Michael Cole was churching that shit up. And I'm like, Corey Graves is saving your ass. You know that in live time. And that's the thing. You know it's bad when Michael Cole is trying to save face for your company as he's
Mhm.
commentating, and then Corey Graves has to come save your ass. That's bad. I can't stand JD from New York. He cockly, disrespectful, always thinks he's right. Well, I'll tell you guys
Who
straight.
said
I'll tell
that?
you,
Wait. Who said that?
Rocco in my stream.
Shout out to you, Rocco. You are
Um,
absolutely. You're correct.
well, I'll tell you guys this straight up. Like everybody comes over here to my channel. Well, when I was at my peak, when I was Rev Sauce 9, a lot of people came over here because they think I'm JD Light. I'm not trying to be JD. Yeah, I do wear a baseball
No.
cap myself. Not right now, I'm not, but I wear a baseball cap, but I'm not trying to be JD. Everybody, like, I will
It,
tell you guys on this channel, You have your right to your opinion, and I have right to my opinion. We both can meet in the middle. And at the end of the day, I tell this to people. Yo, thank you for that, Nico. Appreciate it over on Blaze, bud. I appreciate you. Thank you for the good morning. Happy streaming. Thank you for that, homie. I tell this to everybody. We all have a right to see things differently in wrestling. I'm never going to tell you you live in your mom's basement or your fucking opinion's stupid. Never going to do that. I may disagree to
No,
agree with you, but I'll never tell you that you're stupid for your beliefs. And
no,
we can
no.
all see
But
wrestling differently. Like I said the other day, like if you like TNA, I'm happy for you. If you like AAA, there's a lot of you that do right now because of the Americano storylines and things like that. I'm happy for you. Same with CMLL, any company out there, man. Like I don't sit here. That's the glorious part of wrestling. Is like there's so many wrestling companies, leagues. You can even be a big fan of that freestyle wrestling that Eric Bischoff's doing. I've had a chance to watch that, and I find it entertaining. I like some old
or
school wrestling like
JCW.
that, or JCW. I've been enjoying that too. Like a lot of you like Power Slap. A lot of you like UFC. A lot of you like MMA. That's the glorious part of this audience that I've had.
Mhm.
Like that I have, and it's and a lot of you are gamers at the same time, and we talk about games and we talk about life and sports. So that's the glorious part. And
Yes, we
I'm
are.
not JD. The thing about JD, the problem is, and I've said this before, um, there's a lot of people looking for the JD type vibes without the hateful shit that goes alongside of it. And at the end of the day, the way I see it is like, we're all here to converse for our love of wrestling and not so much to hate on, what company's doing better. Love what you love. Both companies have their ups and downs. Like, for instance, AEW has times where they have their downs. And then we're having that conversation of like, what could they do better? And then
What can they
WWE
do
right now,
better?
WWE is going through a rough patch right now, and fans are shitting on it. It's rightfully so. But I'm
Rightfully
not gonna
so.
sit here. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you, oh well, Triple H, is my guy, and everything is so great in Mayberry over here. Like fuck that.
No.
Look. If it, look, you sound biased the minute you start saying that, and I never will be that way. Now I have been dubbed the AEW fanboy by many different people because I praised AEW more than I do WWE mainstream wise. And I'll tell you why that is why I praise AEW at times, because it appeals to my narrative of what I like. Like, I have a right to like what I like. Not everybody has to agree with me. You say Gunther
True.
is trash. Gunther is trash. He blocks you right away. He blocked me for having an opinion on the reason he blocked me. I
Hmm.
reposted, I quote tweeted somebody, and I agreed with them what they were saying. I think at the time it was about. I got to go back into my history on X. And it was about Monet's match. Yeah, when she was first coming into AEW and how she was being booked so poorly. And I'm like, you got to see Tony Khan's always been a long-term booking guy. You got to understand this. Like, it's
Okay.
long-term booking. Sometimes, and I did say, yes, he has fumbled the bag a little bit with Monet, but you got to see the long-term vision when it comes to things like that. Like, you're
Yeah,
bringing
because it's not gonna
Monet
be
and go ahead.
like you're not gonna get it right away with her. It's like, oh, you're looking to see if she was gonna do it right away, and it's gonna be this instant um rocket pack behind her back and let her do it. But you have to creep. You have to, as they said, you have to crawl before you walk. So that's what TK is basically showing you with Monet. And some people just don't understand. Some people just don't get it,
Well, what
or
I
they
said,
just
what
don't fit.
here's what I said in my tweet. I said, look, yes, it's gonna be trash at first, but they gotta find their bearings. Like Monet's being reintroduced to the public as a different character, a different
Hmm.
name. So you got to give it an
Yes.
opportunity chance. Yeah, okay, the first couple of months are going to be trash. They're taking baby steps. Okay, that's with anything. Like for instance, for instance, it's like a company coming out with a new beverage, right? When you got to let them walk before they crawl. You got to see it out through before it happens. That's the difference between me and a lot of these wrestling channels out there. It's like I want to see it through. Like okay, Gunther's playing old school wrestling, but not everybody likes that though. Not everybody likes the brawling brute, old school 80s wrestler that tells stories in the ring. Not everybody. Everybody's in a
No.
fast lane, and I understand that. The newer generation of wrestling fan does not want they want to have everything in fast mode, and they want everything to be absolute cinema. It's never going to work that way. Wrestling has never been that way. Long-term booking, and Triple H is booking short-term wise because he's got injuries. What people don't realize, there's a lot of I'm not justifying Triple H, but there's a lot of injuries happening. And TK went through that for a while too with the injuries. But the problem is TK also botched a lot of his storylines. For instance,
Hmm.
Wardlow's been botched hardcore in the paint. That's one drop of the ball.
Yes.
But
Yep.
no, Gunther's good shit. I like Gunther, but I'm not gonna sit on my X timeline and ban people for saying Gunther's garbage. Won't see that for me. Won't ever see that.
No.
Look, you will not hear me go, Mercedes Monet and blah 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 personal situation in the bedroom is this, that, and the third. Somebody else said that. Or wait, sorry, that was Alexa Bliss. Sorry. Alexa Bliss is a corpse. Remember that. Remember that. That man said that. Alexa Bliss is a
Yes, he
corpse.
did.
And then he
Yes, he
also
did.
said something to do about Charlotte Flair and some sexual shit. You would
Yep.
never hear that
And
from me
Charlotte
on this channel.
and Charlotte Flair did respond back to him.
He got roasted. He got clapped.
He got and also Alexa Bliss as well. Both of them.
Well, Alexa Bliss didn't appreciate. I wouldn't. If I'm a wrestler, I wouldn't appreciate some guy with a baseball cap telling me that I do this
Oh,
in bed. It's kind of gross.
that's personal because she was in a at the time you did that. She was married.
Yes, and
She
I think
was
she was having
married, like,
kids and having kids.
and having kids. Like, what do we see? See, that's like that's what we call home wrecker bullshit.
Oh well, okay. So right now, it's like okay in the world of politics and religion and things like that. When people talk about that kind of stuff, right now it's all about rage baiting. And in the
It
wrestling
is.
side of things, that's just carried over. JD's just rage baiting. That's all he's
Yeah.
doing. He's rage baiting, and then he's turning around and going, "Well, your liquor. If you're not like me, you're in your mom's basement." And that's what's going on in the world of things. If you really want to go there,
Of
that's
course.
what's
Hey,
happening.
listen. Hey, we can go there with that. Like, okay, if he if you are in your mom's basement, then well, your basement could be made into a man cave, and you could hook up, make do the hookups to do streaming from down there. So
Well, I
please
said this
save me
before.
with all the
JD shouldn't be talking because he has a green screen in the background. That's all this
yeah,
is. If you would see
yeah.
his early stuff, he has toys in the background. You don't want to look like a geek. You don't want to look like a fool.
Oh yeah, I remember
The
that. I remember
definition
that.
of what he says to everybody, he's hypocritical because he has toys and belts and shit. Boy, he's a
Yeah.
collector and a retro collector. Get the fuck on. Like, you want to talk about mama's basement? Bro, you should be in a house at this point. This dude should be in a house. Like, he's buying, like, a $175,000 car. You should be in a fucking. If you're making that kind of money to me on anything, you should be in better living environment. You should be bigger
Investment.
than you are.
You have to invest. You have to invest in
So then it
yourself.
tells me all this shit that he talks about on his channel is all just a joke at the end of the day, man.
Yeah, that's
Lavender, what's
just
up,
what it
buddy?
is.
Thank you for that, buddy.
Thanks. But yeah, I
Um,
mean, listen, he's just like he turns in now into a shock jock, even
yep,
though he gets the
absolutely.
views. Hmm?
Absolutely. I agree with you.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
so he turns into a shock jock, even though he gets the numbers, but the content is just trash because you're not doing things with facts and real time conversation. You're doing this just to be just to have shock and awe and hit and touch everybody's feelings while doing so. It just doesn't go like that.
Well, the problem is here's your problem, right? And I've said this to a lot of you on stream across the board. I've said this before about him. It's like every other wrestling channel. They're just going where the views are. They're not being genuine. They're not adapting. Like for instance, you go to watch their diet. He go watch. And by the way, I'm going into depth. I'm critiquing purely my opinion. I don't care. I don't care if this gets spinned into drama. I don't care if you send it to him. I don't care. Like to
Who
me,
cares?
I
Because
don't care
I'm
because
pro-
I will speak on constituents anytime in the world. And a lot of you do
and
bring
I
up JD from New York, and you also bring up the Ango show to me. A lot of you bring up
the
the
angle
Ango
show.
show.
Hmm.
And I'm
Hmm.
gonna tell you, look, I'm gonna be honest. These guys, like, I watch these guys, but at the end of the day, it's like I'm not. I'm being me. I'm gonna be real off the cuff. Like I'm gonna talk trash, and I'm gonna do what I do. Like when it comes to, I'm not gonna be Joe Cronin levels, crazy psychopath levels. I'm not gonna be that. But I'm gonna be
No.
honest with you. I'm gonna be like a Howard Stern, or not Howard Stern. What am I doing? Yeah, Howard Stern. I'm gonna be. Am I saying the right or Stern?
Yeah, Howard Stern. Yeah,
Howard
Howard
Stern. I'm gonna be
Stern.
the Howard Stern, and I'm gonna be wild, and I'm gonna do things within reason, and I'm gonna be like the Howie Mandel mixed in with that, and I'm gonna tell you like it is, and you can accept my opinion or don't, and that's the glorious part of it. We're having fun here, and
Of course.
come enjoy the ride of what we do here with Smooth and myself.
Yeah. Listen.
The way I see these other channels is like, yeah, you have the JD of New York. I appreciate he opened up outlets for people like myself, and
You did. Yes.
but but I feel like honestly his stuff is becoming old. Old. Like it's like there's the newer wrestler and then there's the old wrestler, and the old wrestler needs to retire. It's kind of like when Shawn Michaels retired Ric Flair, if you know what I mean. It's kind of how I
Hmm.
feel about JD. JD just keeps going to the well and doing the same thing. And then you have his little cronies like Solid Monster and Chi-Town Smart that just regurgitate the same shit he does. There's nothing
Regurgitate
relevant.
the. Ugh.
And
I
then
don't even listen to them.
you have to hear on a 5 hour podcast, oh, I'm right, you're wrong. I'm right, you're wrong. I speak the gospel, you're stupid. It's like, bro, I don't come to
He's
watch
not.
that. I come to listen to your opinion, like I do a Stephen A. Smith, like a Skip Bayless, like a Dave Portnoy.
Hmm.
I don't need to
Hmm.
hear you're the gospel and I'm a loser. That's not what I come to listen to you for. And that's JD right now. It's like, and I get why people are pulling back on him. And the Ango show too. Ango's becoming that way to where I love Ango. I respect the hell out of him. I love his show. I love everything to do with him, but he's becoming that way. My opinion's my opinion, and I'm just gonna believe what I want to believe. And that's that.
No. Yeah, you can have an opinion, but make sure your opinion is filled with facts.
Well, we all get the same source. Look, I'm gonna give you the bee's knees of most wrestling shows. We all get it from Sean Ross Sapp. We all get it from the Wrestling Observer. We all get it from the same
Yes.
fucking places. There's no that the genie's out the bottle on that shit. We just regurgitate. I'll be real. When we give news videos and we do the things on like even myself, we're getting it from Sean Ross Sapp. We're getting it from PWI. We're just spinning it and giving it back to you as our opinion. I'm just giving you my opinion on how I see the news, and then I'm fantasy booking on top of that. So there's some fun facts for you. There's me being real with you guys. I make content gaming news wise. We're talking gaming news, but I'm giving you my opinion on top of it with gameplay. And I get shit on a lot of times for having gameplay in my videos. But I'm going to be honest with you guys. Would you rather see gameplay or would you rather see me on a green screen and walking around and talking for 5 hours? Would you rather me chop up my videos, news videos, and give you several videos, quick form content to where you're not your intelligence is not being insulted and stuff like that? And that's the
Mhm.
way I see the world and things. Like I don't want to sit here and it's different when I'm podcasting with you, right? It's different. I have somebody that I can feed off with. We could do this for hours and
Yes.
talk for hours. There's a difference.
Of course.
But when I'm making news videos, you'll even see it when you start doing your stuff. Do you want to go into depth long form or do you want to break it up and do it in different segments and give more pieces of the pie to people? And then you start thinking, okay, I want to make it into short form content and put it out to the, as TikTok videos at that point too, and shorts and different things. You start getting methodical on how you want to present your content. But I tell this to people, this is the problem with JD from New York is you have people that worship everything he stands on, even the stupidity shit. Oh, he's right. But he just said the most outlandish take, and you're believing that.
That
And
is
then
true. Like,
when
what
you
are we
go
talking?
read the sources on that, you go, oh, he's fucking stupid. He's fucking wrong. He's just giving his opinion. But again, that's why Conan and a whole bunch of them clowned on him the way they did.
Rightfully so.
That's why I tell you guys all the time, even with sports stuff, like right, like the stuff which Shams or all these different outlets, get 5 different sources. Then take the best source you like and go with it. You know what I mean? That's how you should be. You should be reading 5 different things. You should be reading up on the things before you report. Or, you know, don't just read one article, read a bunch. Get differences in opinions, because, like CBS may have a different take on it than USA Today, or Yahoo Sports may have something different than that one. And they all talking about the different things, right? They're all quoting the same
Yes.
person, but you're getting a different perspective. That's why with Stephen A. Smith, that's why I don't just listen to him. I listen to Golick, or I'll listen to Greeny, or I'll listen to
Hmm.
Adam, the Adam guy for the NFL.
Adam
You know,
Schefter.
Adam Schefter, right? Shifty. I'll listen to all those different people, and even Foxworthy. Um, I like sports, so my point is my point. I'm not telling you guys like, look, I'm not here to shit on JD, but I will call JD for what he is. And he is just a shock jock, rage baiting, want to talk down to his viewers, and that's just not what I'm here for. I'm here every day doing the stuff for you guys because I love you guys.
Mm-mm. Yeah, you're not supposed to be. You're not supposed to be doing that because how does he feel now that WrestleMania Night One
Just subscribe,
is
chill
so
stream,
bland?
guys. I appreciate it, buddy.
Are you just subscribed?
Yes, I
Shout
appreciate
out
it.
to you. Thank you. Shout out to you.
I just want to say this too. Like, we got a lot of stuff. Like, there's lots of stuff happening in the world. We got the World Cup coming up soon. We got the Olympics coming up in the next couple years. It's great to be a sports fan. And wrestling wise, we got a lot of stuff happening. MLP's coming with their actual show. I'll be reviewing it live, hopefully with this man right here. I'm excited to see
All
what
right.
Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling is going to be doing. I'm excited how their first show is
Mm-hmm.
going to go in their tapings and what they're going to do. I'm excited. This year's going to be
Mm-hmm.
excellent in wrestling, man.
Of
I'm
course. I mean,
literally
listen,
go ahead.
listen, and a lot of those things, and a lot of those actions are taking place outside of WWE. So now you have more options to tune into for your
No, no, smooth, smooth,
healthy.
shh, smooth, smooth, smooth. You're supposed to be worshiping everything I say, okay? You're supposed to quote me. You're supposed to be drier than shit. You're supposed to look brain dead, okay? You're supposed to sound brain dead. You're supposed to say everything I say is great. I'm the gospel, okay? You gotta be Chi-Town smart.
Okay.
Hold on, you gotta
Okay.
be Chi-Town
Okay.
smart.
Okay. Hold on. Oh, okay. Let me get into this. Shy Town Small Spot. Yes, yes, Ray for Allen. Yes, Ray for MTV. I worship you. You. Everything you say is right. Everything you say is right. Yes, yes. WrestleMania. WrestleMania was good. WrestleMania was good. Yes. Uh, Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is the good champion. Meanwhile, Darby Allin is so fucking bad. What the hell? What the hell are you doing, AEW? Do you know what you're doing? You should have just had MJF keep the title. And
Oh my.
what's going on with Camille? Camille? What? Camille? This
That
girl,
is how
this
he
girl is a
sounds.
brick.
No, no shit. You got spot on with that. That's how he sounds.
This girl, this
Oh
girl
my
is a
god.
brick house. Camille is a brick house, and
You
yet
gotta see. Then you
she
gotta
can't
stop
never.
halfway into that and promote dick pills. Okay.
I got you. Hold on. So Camille built up like a brick house, but yet she can't get in the ring. She's injured, and now what? You keep her out. Keep her out. By the way, if you want to support my show, get into Blue Chew. Blue Chew the best. Blue Chew the best. Blue Chew the best. Dick pills. Go get them. I got it. I got it. What? 45% off for WrestleMania weekend. So go get it for your healthy appetite, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, no, not ladies, but you gentlemen out there who need it for best performance, go get yourself some Blue Chew because it's good for you. Aha. Now get
Oh
back. Now
my. Oh
let's get back to
my.
action.
Oh
Now let's get back
my.
to action.
My. That was
Now
spot
let's
on.
get back.
That was spot on.
Now,
Oh my. That is scary
I got
good.
more.
I know you watch. I
Now,
know you watch him like that, but damn, that's spot on.
listen, the
Yikes.
mannerism. Hold on, Monet. Wait, you signed Monet to this contract deal, and you couldn't get her up to being a AEW Women's World Champion. So I'm just gonna keep on bucking her. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Who does she have? Oh, she has nobody. I'm gonna keep bugging her. Oh wait, Master P shows up. Ooh. Master P said, "Hey, yo, JD, you're gone. Matter of fact, you're fired. Get out the building
You know, that
now."
is shy. That is Shy Town smart. Yeah. So like that's what he does. He's like, I don't get him when he talks. I'm like, bro, what do we? Then you go, I just don't get it sometimes, bro. Like, I just don't.
So let me
I
sound like
really don't.
let me sound like Chad was. So but my friend JD. So what you gonna say about House of Glory kicking you out and firing you on the spot after what you did to Mr. Bonet? And no comment. No comment. Monet still sucks.
Bro, I tell this to everybody. If you go watch the clips on X, you'll go see fucking JD from New York, and you could tell it's fake by the minute he's pounding his desk. He's pounding his desk to create that rage bait shit.
Oh no.
That's typical rage bait.
Oh,
If you go watch the big name Twitch streamers out there, he's just doing what they're doing.
oh yeah. Yeah, no.
He's that
Oh yeah.
desperate for the
Exactly.
views, like his audience. And I had a few from his audience, right? And so I'll tell you the story. So when I first started doing, I came back to report talking wrestling, right? And I was in another group of people, and every night I would do these wrestling reviews, right? And I was getting called JD Light, so I'd have his own community coming over to my channel, right? Oh man, you speak like him, and I'm like, I'm not trying to be him, but okay, thank you. And then I would have his audience argue with me, literally in my own stream on YouTube, argue, tell me I'm
Mm-hmm.
wrong, he's right, I don't get it. What do you think of this? Because I'm not quoting what he's quoting. I'm the devil. You know what I mean? I'm literally the devil of everything at that point. And it was like, that's how I met you. That's how I met you and a few others that are like, man, keep preaching what you're preaching because that's how I feel. You know,
Yeah, and
you're not speaking
it
like
was
him
different.
where it was different because I want to be
A-
different. I don't want to be the same as that. I don't
And
want to sit
and
down
then
and trash on people.
and then the fact also he went after Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful. So let me get this straight, JD. You go after Sean Ross Sapp because oh he may look weird and reports the news like some junkie. Uh, but Sean Ross Sapp knows his shit. At least he doesn't breach he doesn't burn his connections.
Well, people, okay, so, here's the thing at the end of the day, people have neurological disorders. People don't realize this. Like some of the reviewers out there that I see, their eyes start
Hmm.
twitching and shit. They have disorder problems. People have twitching problems. Come on now,
Yeah.
like I don't understand why we're making fun of, like, I have my problems, I have my issues. When I talk sometimes I stutter. Like, I ain't gonna deny that. Like, I have my issues, you have your issues, we all have our issues. It's like,
Hmm.
like I won't attack somebody for their disorders. Like, oh, for instance, the other week,
Yeah,
deceased
like
Sato, like she went on a huge rant. Okay, this is the first time I've seen her. She's always happy. And I've been public. Okay, I'll admit this on stream. I said some shit about her. I'm not gonna deny that. I said some of her takes are Disney like. Disney like takes. I've said that
okay.
before about hers, where she talks like she's ESPN sometimes, or she's way too
Yes.
fun, happy, way too happy, like way too positive. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Just like way too positive, up in the clouds, like damsel in
Yes.
distress levels. But I'm not saying she's bad for the environment. I'm not saying like I don't go and go, oh, she's a terrible individual. No, I'm more of like, hey,
No.
like some people like that shit. Like some people did like what's her name on First
Yeah.
Take. What's her name before she got fired? You
Molly
know,
Karen.
Mine Cohen. Yeah, exactly. Same. You know what I mean? So it's like
But people. Yeah.
some people like that fun loving, high in the clouds. And give it to Disa Sato. She's literally popping off and doing her thing. Okay, when you said to me, "Oh, she's firing off," it's like that's out of character to me. There's got to. That was the first time I've ever heard her fire off and rant. Go off for
Yeah,
once, and for her to go
because
off
of
is
the whole
crazy.
Pat McAfee situation.
Sean Views followed me when I first started out, right? So when I first started out, Sean Views followed me here on this very channel that used to be Rev Sauce. Because I did talk about him. I know he goes around and watches videos. I don't hate Sean View. I just think Sean View, honestly, I don't hate anybody that does content, right? I want this to be perfectly clear. I don't hate JD. I just think JD's flawed. I don't hate anybody. I appreciate Sean View for the amount of stuff he's done in the world as far as outlet for making content. I don't appreciate the disingenuous shit. Like, look, I know you go on
No,
Facebook. I know you go on Reddit. I know you're fantasy booking, but they're not articles. You've been caught on the floor for lying, and Sean Ross Sapp has had to come out and roast him before. It's not the first
of
time.
course, of course, because I see him coming out and making all of this tabloid soap opera type of bullshit, gossip, and you
Right.
don't have to do that. Okay, WWE is storytelling, but sometimes it does get real with the storytelling. People have lives outside of wrestling. Even though wrestling is number one in their lives, they still have their livelihoods to protect and their families and their families to protect as well. When you start doing those type of things, just lying on them,
Well, I tell
and you
people
don't
this all the
even.
time. I tell this to everybody when it comes to Facebook and things like that. What people need to understand, you have these popsicle stand Facebook groups and pops like Liddy Wrestling, right? Liddy Wrestling told me to go fuck off and I don't know anything. But they were sitting there and preaching that Chris Jericho is already signed with WWE. That's the shit I'm talking about. Because it puts that in then it hurts people like me that are trying to be genuine and tell you like, no, Chris Jericho hasn't signed. He's gonna go to be with AEW. And guess what? I was right. Everything I said for months was right. He was going to get a bag
Hmm.
full of money, and he got a bag full of money. He got I think he got a 3 to 5 year deal, and he's retiring in AEW. And I
Of
guarantee, like
course,
I said here on stream, and you said it, he's going to get a stake in AEW. He's going to get a
and
stake
that's what.
somewhere in AEW,
Of
like an
course,
EVP status. He should. Chris Jericho's done everything for them. And look, you love Chris Jericho, hate Chris Jericho, whatever, right? He's putting over talent. That's what you want from your older talent. You want him to put over. He's putting over Ricochet. Maybe Ricochet's not the best talent in the world, but he's putting him over. We may not like
he
Chris. We
is.
may not like him for questionable shit that he does. Uh, but hey, here we are. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So
So
at the end of the day, like these wrestling groups and channels, don't take them for real.
no, you can't.
Because a lot of them are wrestling fans like you or I, and it's like they sit back and they want to fantasy book and they want to do this, that, and the third, and a lot of it's clickbait and a lot of it's not true, or a lot of it sometimes they'll put fake links.
Of course,
And
but there's a difference between you and I and them. Is that the fact that while we're fans, we do this because not just for the love and passion, but also to give a truthful perspective on what's going on in the world of professional wrestling. Because
yes,
because people's been asking for that for a while. When they start seeing those other content content creators start to tell a little bit of truth, and then they just go off the rails by expressing so much propaganda that it turns them off, and they want to and they'll try to find an alternative to at least speak the truth about what's
well,
going on in
I'll
the
give it
world
to
of.
you in this way, right? I'll give it to you this way. I
Mhm.
watch a lot of I watch YouTube all the time, right? I am a YouTube connoisseur. I watch detractor channels when it comes to Twitch. I watch detractor channels when it comes to gaming. I do watch a lot of sports channels like Microphone, right? I watch him religiously. I like his stuff. I like Dave Portnoy, right? A lot of people don't like Dave Portnoy because of politics, but I don't look, you know what I'm going to tell those people? I don't go into the weeds like that. A lot of you guys do. I don't. You know what I mean? Like, okay, during the week I watch Bill Maher. Okay, right? Because somebody in my house likes Bill Maher. I sit down and entertain it, but I don't look into the weeds like that. You know what I mean? I don't go and dissect it like that. A lot of people
Of
do.
course.
I don't want to be that. In my life, I've never been like that. I've always been in the middle, and I try to see everything as a full glass full type person. I've never ever. I don't go into the weeds. Oh, because he's on the right side of the world of things. Oh, fuck him. You know what I mean? I don't. I don't view it that way. Everybody gets a chance in life.
Of
Isn't that
course.
pizza? Isn't that the pizza review guy? Yeah, I like Dave Portnoy. That's how I started watching him. I watched him years
Of
ago when he
course.
was doing pizza stuff. I love his pizza reviews. Do
Hmm.
I agree with every pizza review he does? Fuck no, I don't.
No,
Hell no.
no,
It's like
no.
Marcus. It's like MKHD, Flossie Carter, right? Flossie Carter is based out of New York, Jamaica, New York, right? I like his
Yeah,
stuff. I crop his stuff because he talks like when I was a kid. I grew up kind of like in not the best situations in the world, but he talks like, hood talk, and I'm cool with that.
yeah,
Because I
yeah,
grew up
yeah.
like that.
I've heard about him. Yeah, I
I
heard
like
about him.
him for reviewing
Flossie
folks.
Carter. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I like his
Yeah,
style a
Flossie
lot.
Carter.
And he
Yep,
appeals to me. When he's drinking, he's on one. I'm like, oh, bro, like for real, for real. So it's the same with Oh Hey Alex, right? In the gaming side
yeah,
or Review Tech USA. Not everybody likes those people, and I get that, but I enjoy it. And it's when it comes down to making content and things like that, it comes down to you guys, what you guys like, what appeals to you. We all see things differently in the world. It's like, for instance, people go and they watch Alex Jones.
yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan,
I
but some of you guys are.
I used to, and for me, I used to watch him up until certain year. So
Well,
yeah,
I used to watch them when I was in high school. You know what I mean? Things like that. The
hmm,
frogs
of
are blah
course.
blah blah doing this blah blah blah. Us as
Yeah,
kids, we were stupid. We were stupid kids. I was stupid kid. So I tell
of
that to
course.
people.
Alex Jones. Yeah, but
Let's see. Tim the
yeah.
Tap
I mean,
Man,
listen.
Doctor Disrespect didn't watch them as much anymore. I don't watch big streamers like that. I watch. I'll be honest with you guys. I watch smaller content creators. I don't watch bigger content creators like that. Because to be honest with you, it's the smaller content creators that make the bigger streamers, and vice versa. I've always been about the small to small communities. Same with the wrestling side. I've always been that way. I like watching smaller creators than the bigger ones. That's why I'm not a big. That's why I don't watch JD. I stopped watching JD because it became the same thing over and over again. And I decided one day that I'd come back talking wrestling because I didn't like what he was preaching. And
No,
Chi Town Smart, on the other hand, I don't like what he's preaching either.
and I saw and he's very different when he's on his own channel compared to when he's with JD from JD from NY on
And you can tell and people ask me all the time, are you trying? And I want to say that too. Like, am I trying to get in the media scrums? No. I would love to
no,
be. I would love to be backstage in WWE and AEW. Trust me. But
yeah,
I I'm too real, right? Tony Khan don't want me around. I'm too real as a reviewer because
and
I
Triple
will.
H neither.
And Triple H either because I'm just literally too real. I'm not gonna sit and be like a fake journalist. If I'm ever in the media scrums, I'm gonna tell them like it is. Like, I'm not gonna ask stupid questions. I'm gonna talk about the matches that they had presented. I'm not gonna ask where's Rusev. Nobody was talking
No,
about it.
nobody's not talking Rusev. Okay, so Rusev's not there.
You
Then
like wrestling for network or circles of debates. Oh, you like, what does that mean? You like
what does that mean?
wrestling for network or for circles of debates?
What
I
is he?
just like I
What is?
just like the art form. My thing is doing this. I was mentored by Coco Sports and a few other wrestling channels back in 2009, and there was just the art form. I like to be like on the radio and listening to people. Like the whole thing. Like I like sports channels. Like for instance, when Broussard, not Broussard, Dan Lavatar. I like when he brings in people to call in on shows and ask questions. or live call-ins, and it's the art form of having that conversation. That's the shit I
Mhm.
like the most. That's
But I
why that's
also
why I do it for.
and I still tune into what's his name? Jim Rome.
Jim Rome is great. I don't care whoever
Yo,
tells me that. He started out that whole shit in the 90s. It was great.
Jim Rome's still kicking up to today, man. I still browsing on his YouTube channel and I check out his videos and I say, oh, Jim Rome still got it.
Yeah, Jim Rome it fires off. I think he's on the what is it? FanDuel, not FanDuel, the other one. King uh
DraftKings.
no, DraftKings, thank you, Network. I think he's on that now.
DraftKings, man. Yeah,
JD
but
on
yeah.
with the coach. JD 206 on with coach makes me sick. What? JD was with the coach?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yes. They have a show called Two Count.
Who? JD with Jonathan Coachman?
Correct.
Oh god. Oh god,
Yes.
I'm going to take a hot take here. Two people that make take hot takes that make no sense.
Go ahead. I'll let you rant on that one because I saw that shit.
No, I just I there's nothing more I need to say. It's just people that take
Hmm.
hot takes that make no sense. Jonathan Coachman always sits back. Oh, because I was in WWE from '99 to about 2009, and I was brought back and failed because and I'm the guy. No, no, bro. There was reasons why you were fired out of WWE the second time. You were fired
Mm,
because you didn't adapt to the times, and second of all, it just wasn't good. They brought you back
no.
and you failed. It was kind of like it was like when what's his name came back for the second time and they tried a second step with Cam Newton. It was terrible, absolutely
Oh
horrible.
yeah. Yeah.
You could tell Cam Newton he was seeing ghost. It was bad. That's
Hmm.
Jonathan Coachman. Coachman's just that flawed. Like he had his
So.
time in the sun. It's how I see a few of these wrestling channels that are from back in the Attitude Era. The ones I watch the
Mm,
most of, and I'll just admit this on stream, ones I watch the most of is like James Romero. I watch the Stevie Richards show, of course. I like Stevie Richards, and I know people don't like him like that, and I know he's off the cuff and he does wild shit, and everything he says is kind of hokey pokey at times, but I enjoy him. And then
me
I
too.
kind of enjoy Maven. I know some people don't. I do kind of. Like Maven's
Yeah.
that guy that okay, he was in WWE for a cup of coffee. Okay, and maybe TNA shortly. But at the end of the day, his takes are wild. Like he'll start
It
taking
is.
takes and you'll just be like, "Wow. Where did he come up with that?" But then sometimes he hits the nail on the head and he sometimes is right. So it's like I mean, I watch what's the other one? The one that played Eric Bischoff's cousin. Oh God, Eugene.
Not con
Eugene.
Eugene.
I enjoy his show.
Okay.
I get some entertainment out of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
But
but
he's
anyways,
been in the
but
wrestling industry. Go ahead.
no, but not what I said, but JD from NY206 and Coachman does have that show called Two Count. And yeah,
Well, okay. At the end of the day, look, look. I'll be real with you. Like JD, the reason why he gets where he gets, it's the takes and it's the hot takes that he takes. And
yes,
we're in this day and age where it doesn't matter how much ill fucking spiel wheel that you put out there. It's like Hulk Hogan, right? Hulk Hogan could be as racist as fuck and still get the accolades that he does, right? Even though Hulk Hogan's a Terry Bollea is a shitty human being, but Hulk Hogan everybody loves, but Terry Bollea the person is a piece of shit. So it's like Vince McMahon, right? Vince McMahon, the booker is great, but Vince McMahon, the person, is a piece of shit. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like that with JD from New York. People tend to they tend to look to the right or they look away from all the bullshit that he does and all the choice shit he says. What was that?
yeah. That's what they do.
Yeah,
They
a lot
do,
of
and
people
it's
do.
not.
A lot of people excuse the bad behavior with him. And it's like
Oh,
JD has said some racist shit before. JD has said some
yeah,
sexual shit. And he has gone
yeah,
into depth. Like people forget that he was on the Joe Cronin show for a good 4 years and he did some
yes,
questionable shit. Like a lot of people don't
yes,
realize
he did.
JD has said some stuff that has got him almost canceled. Like people don't realize that.
Yep,
People don't realize that shit. People tell me people only look at JD with Chi-Town Smart. They don't really dive deep into that JD vortex like that. JD was on the Joe Cronin show. JD was supporting Joe Cronin when he was doing the fat shit crazy shit. Nobody brings that up about JD doesn't want to talk about that because a lot of that shit was a lot of questionable shit from back then.
yes, it was.
By the way, JD from New York was on the Joe Cronin show. They did out of nowhere for a good 3 years. They have like thousands of episodes that they've done, and JD used to take wild fucking takes. Like we're talking off the wall shit, things that would get you canceled now in 2026. Like we're talking some
Yep.
off the wall questionable shit. Let's see. Guy buys a Mustang but complains it's cold and snowy. Well, he bought an overpriced car. Let me get real
Well,
with let
overpriced
me
car.
when I get told this all the time, he bought an overpriced car that's low to the ground, and with the snow and salt, it takes the paint off the car in those kind of environments. And you don't need a fast car like that. You need an economy car. In this day and age, most people just need an economy car or an SUV, something that gets you to point A to point B. You don't need a fast ass car because really, to be honest with you, the time you take it off the lot, it's depreciated itself right off the lot. You know,
Yes.
JD's thinking about, oh, shock jock. This is my dream car. He bought it. He said it. It's his dream car. He wanted that. And the problem is, he probably took out a loan for that, paid for it, and instead he should have bought himself a house. See, me personally, if I was a big podcaster and I had lots of money coming in and ebb and flows and shit, I would be buying a house for myself, and I would be setting myself up. I would start with bigger things first. Cars are not priority to me. I don't need a big car. I don't need a souped up car. I just need a car that gets me to point A to point B that lasts me forever in a day. I'm kind of like Shaq. When Shaq talks about cars, if you ever hear him talk about cars, he still has his original car. And he just fixes it up and keeps it maintained. Same with Charles. Charles Barkley says he still has his original Lincoln that he still drives to this day. So, like, I'm like those guys, man. I don't need to sit down and have major cars, and I don't need to have, like, I guess my dad was that way. He had to buy every single sports car and trade in every year, and it adds up, man. Watch, and
Yeah.
JD will buy another car down the line. Watch, he'll say that car's shit now. I have to buy the new one. I'm surprised he hasn't bought the all electric slash the new Mustang that they released a year ago. That's got all the bells and whistles behind it that I've seen out here. The Mustang, not the Mach-E, but the other one, the Mustang that's half like gas, half electric, that goes from 0 to something and so fast, and it's like $200,000.
Okay.
Yeah. But to be honest, like, look, that's him. That's what he wants to do: buy a car and have a green screen and tell you guys to drink liquor, and you guys are poor and you're peasants and you need to simp for me. That's his life, man. I'll
Yeah.
worry about me at the end of the day, man. If he wants to be on shows like Coachman and all that and suck off the industry like that, that's his business. That's his life.
Yeah.
That's what he wants to do. More power to him. I worry about what
Then
I'm doing at the
and
end of the day.
and then then it was so much, and then like the first episode of it was so much of an ass kissing contest. They're like, oh JD, I've always wanted to do something with you for a long time. JD's like, yeah, me too. I wanted to.
JD's been on like Chris Van Fleet. See, it started with Chris Van Fleet. His ego's been stroked way too many times. You
Yeah.
really want to go
And
there?
then now the whole, hey, it's good. They say, hey, it's good to see you on here. It's good to see you. Good to see you. Okay. Uh,
By
Can
the
we
way,
get the?
don't live in the thing is about New York. You don't want to be out with a nice fancy car in the middle of the snow. That's what I've been
Oh
told.
no, no, no way, because it's gonna take, because it's hell to even dig it out. First
So
and
he says his
foremost,
dream. He said he wanted to be on. Good luck to him, man. Good luck. Good luck to
what is
JD
that?
on that one. Busted Open Radio. He
He
wants to be
want
on that.
Are you kidding?
He wants to be on Sirius
Okay.
XM. He wants a big
Yeah.
payday.
Oh, yeah. See, I told you. Look at that.
Sirius
I
XM won't
told
sign.
you
Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a word of advice. Sirius XM will not sign him because he says a lot of questionable shit. If you really go there, you gotta be very professional when you get on those shows. You can't just go and say Alexa Bliss sleeps in blah blah blah. You can't do that.
because
See,
they
they'll
will.
look up his
Because
history. That's the thing. They'll
there
look
you
up his
go.
history.
Yeah. Mhm.
See, no, see, the thing is, Coachman, that's one thing. Being on the Coach and Bro show or whatever, like that's one thing. That's flash in the pan shit or Chris Van Fleet here and there because they're helping their friends, their buddy. But being on like you're talking Sirius XM. If you're on Sirius XM like that, you are not. He won't be. There's higher ups. There's radio higher ups and things like that. They
There
won't
you
sign
had
him.
it, just
iHeartRadio.
no.
Like my dream is to be on radio. I would love to be on radio talking shop with people and doing things like that. But the way I'm graunchy and the way I do my shit, I'm never gonna be signed. Like I'm always gonna be underground. I'm kind of like the band called Army of the Pharaohs or the group Army of the Pharaohs. I'm always gonna be that way. I'm always gonna be Vinny Paz. I'm always gonna be underground. That's just where I'm at. Like I'm always gonna be. I know I'm talking down at myself, but I'm always gonna be underground. I'm not suited for the main stuff, for the main audiences like that. I will always be underground when it comes to podcasting and things like that. I'll never be on, and I wouldn't want to be because at that point, then you're being conformed. I don't know how it is for Smooth, but I just when you sign contracts like that, you have to be a certain way. At that point, my podcast has to become, or the podcasts that I run, or the podcasts that I co-do with, like Smooth. It would have to change. We would have to be different.
Hmm.
I'd have to be professional.
Yes,
I'd have
that's
to
right.
watch what I
That's what I.
say.
Yeah, because you're
and
under because you would be under contract.
and seeing podcasts that I really like are like the Breakfast Club. I like the Breakfast Club. I like certain things because they on the Breakfast Club. What I like about is with their host and stuff. They keep it for real. They talk real at times
They do. Hmm.
and they preach. So like I'm like
Yeah.
that. So I like when it comes to JD, when it comes to things like that. And like at the end of the day, he'll do him and I'll do me. You know what I mean? Or we'll do us and he'll do him. I'll die on my hill on certain things, but when it comes to a lot of you guys bring up JD from New York, and I understand it. A lot of people like, why don't you respond and do things? I don't want to. In podcasting, like what I'm doing with this with Smooth, we joke around. We're kind of like SNL when it comes to that thing, or Eddie Murphy Raw. We're like that in a way when it comes to talking about JD. Because look, I've met a lot of you through his podcast. A lot of his community has come over here and watched my stuff,
Yes. Mhm.
and
But by the way, did you see on X what what this um what this girl Sarah Stock had to say in regards to Shawn Michaels hugging Kendall Gray in such a quote unquote inappropriate way?
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like like some of these new people, man, they just look for things to get people canceled over.
Yeah, because listen,
It's
back
really
in the
stupid.
because back in the day, you used to hug women like oh, all of a sudden you I get it that she is that she's under Shawn Michaels and I'm talking about Kendall Gray, superstar employee, under Shawn Michaels who is at NXT. But hey,
I
that's that
appreciate that,
heartbreak
buddy.
kid.
I'm not trying to be better. I'm gonna be honest with you. I appreciate the compliment, but I'm not trying. I'm not trying to be. I'm not trying to be. I'm not trying to be like him. I'm just trying to be me and be in my own lane and just share my love for wrestling. That's the way. And I do these podcasts. Like I could record them and put them up for you guys as audio and things like that. I could, but I just do it live because you never know what you're gonna get with this. It's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get out of it. From me or even
Of
Smooth.
course.
Sometimes Smooth will come up to me about a random topic and I'd be like, holy shit. Like,
Yeah,
I didn't hear
yeah.
that. So yeah, at the end of the day, um, oh, and if you guys didn't know, yeah, I forgot to mention this. If you guys didn't know this, Brian Alvarez pinned Sean Ross Sapp at GCW.
He did.
If you guys didn't know that,
Okay.
I forgot to mention that.
Yeah, that's cool. At least Brian Alvarez will say, "I'm better than you now. I'm better than you."
And I guess Eva Black, whatever her name is.
Elaine Black.
Elena
Elena
Black.
Black.
Thank you. You always correct me with that one. I guess she was talking about fans groping at fans groping. I'm like, she's the same
Uh,
person that said she was getting fat shamed in WWE. Like,
so
just
now
be a
she's
wrestler.
getting
Just be a wrestler, Elena.
yeah,
Just be fucking
yeah,
be a
like
wrestler.
what are you talking about? Like,
Well, I guess it's a big thing. I guess a TNA wrestler exposed a fan who sexually assaulted her at WrestleCon, saying that he grabbed her butt without consent.
oh. Well, no, can't do that. See, it's,
I'm just gonna say fans, man. I'm just gonna say fans are wild. Fans are wild nowadays. And
oh yeah.
I guess
Hmm.
there's footage. I guess there's footage of her. I guess there's footage of this guy trying to, like, there's footage after the fact. And the guy looks like he's mentally not there. Or we're
Yeah.
talking like handicapped, I should say that. I'm trying to watch my words of what I say so I don't get canceled. From the footage from
Yeah,
what I'm
no.
seeing on X, he's like mentally handicapped, like disturbed, like
Okay.
mentally,
Yeah.
IQ level bad. I guess from what they're
Well,
showing, this guy, the one that groped her, I guess touched her ass. By the way, it's not groping. He touched your ass inappropriately. It's not called groping. Groping is when it's touched your private parts. Get it right, Elena. Holy shit. Groping is somebody rubbing up against you and touching your fungal parts. Get it fucking right. He touched you inappropriately. That's what he did without your permission. He ran up on you as a fan would do and touch you wrong. But Elena, also too, you should not welcome fans like that. It goes both ways. You welcome fans like that, especially when you do
yeah,
OnlyFans content.
okay.
Goes both ways. She welcomes fans to do that, though. That's the other thing. You can't have it both ways, but the fan looks mentally disturbed, like handicapped bad, disturbed. Like, we're talking like
No.
low IQ bad. Like, there's something wrong. He's not all there. And
No.
here's the other thing I'm going to tell people. Where are the security on that? Where's the security with that? That's the drop of the ball.
Of course.
And everybody's apologizing to her, rightfully so. She deserves an apology. The guy should apologize. He went out of bounds with that. So there you go. And by the way,
You should. You should.
if you're watching my channel, look, I probably just got myself canceled for saying that. So look, at the end of the day, Lena Black got it wrong when she's saying like fungal. When I'm thinking of groping, I'm thinking of the guy went down her pants, like tried to do a touching of the private parts. But here, so I'll read this article and we'll have a talk about this one. So the incident happened Saturday at a house show at a horse at a house show in Las Vegas during WrestleMania 32 weekend. Eva Black, formerly known as Cora Jade, WWE NXT, posted a video of her calling out a bald fan in a Hulk Hogan shirt, and her boyfriend, TNA wrestler Casey Navarro, helped escort him away and stepped in. Black later declared no more meet and greets after the assault while fans backed her and emphasized on consent, and others blamed her attire or OnlyFans, drawing her firm response that the adults should control themselves in public. So, again, here we are. Here we are again. Fans should be fans, and wrestling people should be wrestling people. Okay, enough said for me. How do you feel?
I feel like that as well because there are okay. There are boundaries. Yes, you can touch, trying to touch it. Give your favorite wrestler a high five. As a fan, but to touch them in the inappropriately in parts that they feel
I am
uncomfortable
sorry,
of
Rocco.
you.
Let me read your comment real quick. Sorry, I didn't see that. It
Okay,
says,
Rocco.
you hear the people nowadays trying to cancel Scary Movie 6. The new generation gets so butthurt. You're right. You're not wrong.
Yeah,
Well, I'll tell you the truth. It's literally it's 90s humor. They went back to 90s humor. They went back to the way 90s were, and the newer generation can't handle it. But meanwhile, the newer generations want physical media. So, you can't have it both ways.
yes,
Sorry, I'm plugging in my
of
phone
course.
to charge it as we're doing the show. So Eva or Anna Black.
Elena
So
Black.
Elena Black, thank you. Elena Black, uh, I guess Casey Navarro, her boyfriend, went on and said no more meet and greets for a while. And I'm like, that's when you hire security.
That's when you're gonna hire security. Like, fool, well, like, what are you doing being there just by yourself? Just because what? You're a wrestler? No, you can't be playing those type of games.
And if you're doing OnlyFans content, to be honest with you, you kind of just get what you deserve at that point. You can't play
Well,
you can't play with fire like that. You can't welcome fans like that. You can't have it both ways. You can't be kinky sexy with fans and then fans, you know what I mean? You
don't get
you
a like,
you,
you
you
know.
can't have it both
Hmm.
ways. You can't send mixed signals like that. Like,
Oh, so she doing OnlyFans like that? Then okay.
well, okay, okay. When you're being playful with fans, this isn't anything. If you're being playful with fans like that, fans are gonna go the way they go. You know what I mean? You can't have it both ways. You can't look kinky, sexy, and wear sexy outfits and play with the fans being your sexy self. You know what I mean? Fans are gonna think, okay, so I could do extra because you're going extra. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
You can't have it both
Hmm.
ways. That's why. That's why I always say, I've been to events to where I've met like China, right? I've met Kurt Angle. I've met these top tier stars, right? Like Ric Flair. Ric Flair likes to go extra when he's he lives the character, so he likes to go extra, and he likes to do a little bit more than meets the eye when it comes to things like too happy, want to play with fans. You have to realize as a fan, like they're in character, they're doing their shit, and then you also got to
Yeah.
realize don't climb on women and do that kind of shit because there's a
No.
level that you don't go.
No.
There's
No.
levels
No.
you
No.
just
No.
don't
Can't do
go.
that. Can't do
So
that.
just keep that in mind. So
Can't do that. No. Mm-mm.
so
But then I also saw. I was looking on something. Looking on another article that another ex WWE star was also involved in an altercation at WrestleCon as well.
yes.
His name, yeah, because this his name is Vito. Yeah, Vito. Vito was in an altercation with a physical altercation with a fan at WrestleCon at the Horseshoe in Vegas.
And I'm gonna
Big
say this.
Vito. That's
I'm gonna say this, and this goes out to everybody. I know I've been losing some followers, and I'm gonna explain this real quick. I know my content's never gonna be the same what it once was when it was Rev Sauce. I know some of you are expecting that from me, and I know some people from different groups that I cleared the swamp out are unfollowing and whatnot. I understand that. I just want to explain that I lost like 4 followers or 4 subscribers. I know my content's never gonna be the same as it once was, but I am doing things differently because I want to be different this time around. I don't want to be that same Rev Sauce guy. The when I was Rev Sauce, it was totally I would totally go off the cuff a lot, and I don't want to be that guy. I like the long form podcasting, and I know I haven't done videos in a while. We're getting back to those things. I am gonna start making daily content again. It's just stay tuned. Be here. Be a subscriber. Even on my main channel, I am working on clips, but I am trying to catch up on. Also, I'm on many different platforms. You guys got to remember this. I'm on many different platforms, so I have to stream. I have to game stream. I have an audience. So it's kind of tough when I don't have an editor. And I don't have money like that to pay an editor. So it's kind of like I'm a one man army. So you got to be patient. And I know some of you are not patient, and I get that. And I know some of you, I know some that are coming back and trying to bring up things from the past and things like that. And I just want that to be clear on this show and clear throughout all my content. I'm not that same guy. I've gone through the ringer recently, and there's a lot of things I'm going through as a person, and I want to be better than that. So I just
Of
want that to
course.
be clear. I want that to be clear with people. Like, I'm here. I kind of got refocused and redriven on things because I used to be a big entity on a platform, and that platform died. So I'm having to recreate myself. And to do that, I had to go do a lot of check myself before I wreck myself. If I want this to be a thing, I got to start cleaning up a lot of the swamp and get rid of a lot of the bad people that were around me that were toxic. You got to do that, and you got to bring in people that want to be here, that want to see you thrive. You can't have toxicity in your world. So I started clearing out the swamp because I take this shit serious. I want to be, by the end of the year, I do want to be at 1,000 on YouTube. I want to sit in back and kind of grow my platform. I want to be at 1,000 on Twitch. I want to grow the platform. That's where I'm at. I'm
Mhm.
hungry. And then I want to get this man to where he needs to be. My co-host, get him to where he needs to be when he starts. Do my damnness to get him to where he needs to be. You know, I'm about helping out the community as much as I can when I can.
Yes,
So,
of course.
um, but switching topics, go back to your Vito thing. We were talking about Vito. You were talking about how he was in a situation at WrestleCon.
Yeah, let me yeah, because the article I had it right here because I was watching that video on X. But let me pull up the
Oh, and
article. 'Cause-
FYI, guys, we go long. I treat this as a like a bar. We're coming to talk together and have a good time. So when we do these shows, we're not just going into depth about shows. We are talking about other things. Uh,
of
that's
course.
not that's sports related. We try to keep it away from politics because it's already stressful enough.
Mhm.
Last night we kind of
It
touched a little
is.
bit on politics as a joke because UFC at the White House, and we were gonna have Kid Rock with his beer commercials. I'm just playing. Anyway,
Yeah.
joking around. And you're gonna have Pete Hegseth going Department of War. It's gonna be great. And you're gonna have
And
Mr. Bug Eye that's called Cash Patel with his 3 beers, clashing it like he's fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin, going Conor McGregor. I'm just playing, just kidding.
yeah, kind of. If you like, if you like some kind of McGregor, give me a hell yeah.
Bro, it's gonna be a clown show. I'm gonna be watching that shit when it happens on Paramount because I have Paramount Plus. I'm gonna watch that shit and laugh. I'm
Of
just gonna
course.
sit here.
So the article it says ex WWE superstar involved in fight with with fan at WrestleCon. This is from Wrestling News by
Okay.
Ryan Clark. Ryan Clark, and it says here a wild scene from WrestleMania 42 weekend is making the rounds online after a confrontation involving wrestling veteran Big Vito.
King Kong
The
Bundy, I feel
incident,
you.
mhm, the
Well,
incident
okay, I
occurred.
appreciate I look like King Kong Bundy, but I can also look like Bobby Hill too. So you go, not my
Of course.
purse. Joke.
Of course. So it says here the incident occurred during WrestleCon at the Horseshoe, Las Vegas, where Vito got into a physical altercation with a fan. Video of the moment quickly spread across social media, drawing plenty of attention. According to reports, the fan, dubbed by some online as the construction guy, who talks a big game on Instagram, initiated the situation by putting hands on Vito, which led to things escalated. See, this is what we were just talking about. We understand. This is what we're talking about. Fans not knowing their boundaries, and then you touching these guys that are in
Well, it's the
character.
same. It's the same with music. It's the same with music right now. Like in the music industry, it's the same thing when you go to a show, be a fan. You don't need to throw cell phones or bottles of water. Be a fucking fan. If you're there,
Be a
you're paying
fan,
the money, you need to know the rules and you need to know where you're at. And
of
especially
course.
going to these settings, like you don't know if somebody has a gun or a knife. Come on now.
No,
And these
no,
things
and
is this is where these events need to start having security at each place. Start hiring security for these reasons to protect the wrestlers, and fans need
you
to
know,
understand, you're it's one thing to pay money to get autographs, it's another thing to go fondle somebody, or it's another reason to go spit in somebody's face because you don't like what's going on. At that
or put
point,
hands on them.
and if you're going to put hands, unless they tell you otherwise, to take a photo op, if you go and touch, just be prepared for somebody to throw you across the table. That's what's going to happen to
Yes,
you in
and
live
in this
time.
situation, and just in this situation, it happened with this quote unquote construction guy, Big Vito. So continuing here, it says footage shows Vito taking control in a forceful manner, overpowering the the individual while seemingly holding back from going even further.
Real quickly,
At one point,
oh no, I want to say this real quick to a comment. Pause where you're at.
uh,
No
yeah, go
disrespect. If you want to think I'm King Kong Bundy, no disrespect, or Buddy Bundy, no biggie. I get where you're coming from. I got people that call me Egghead half of the time because I have a bald head. So, and people call me Bobby Hill because I look like Bobby Hill, and stuff like
uh,
that. So no worries.
no
No
worries
no
at
worries.
all.
I don't take that as disrespect. Like I have people all the time like Josh with me and make fun of me, so it's no biggie. I don't get mad at those things. It's just the ones that come and call me a bunch of choice words and shit. Hey,
Of
what's up,
course.
Cynthia? I hope you're doing well, buddy. Thanks for coming by on both sides. Appreciate you.
Yes, thank you. Very much appreciated. So
Um,
it could
but yeah, I want to address that comment. Like, I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't take anything disrespectfully. I actually welcome it. Actually, sometimes. Anyway, continue. Sorry.
so it says here at one point he says, you fucking a hole. Don't ever put your fucking hand on me again. You understand, motherfucker? Huh? And then it continues. Several witnesses and online reactions also pointed out that security response appeared slower than expected. So they did have security at this event, but they were on one side of the horseshoe during WrestleCon, and they took more time. They took a little bit more time to respond to the situation. That's what they were saying here. With intervention not coming immediately as the situation unfolded, D'Lo Brown was among those who stepped in, calming Vito down, while the other man backed off and left the area. Brown remained with Vito afterward,
That's
keeping
when
things.
that's when what they need to do in that situation, and it's even with Eva Black, right? Or and
Hmm.
I'm about to butcher
Elena
her name.
Black.
Elena Black, thank you. I'm gonna butcher her name 1,000 times. Elena Black, right? So with Elena Black, here's our core Jade. I'll just say core Jade. With that
Uh-huh.
situation too, that's where you hold the fan down until cops come into the building. And then that's when you make a public arrest at that point. See, I don't
Yes.
understand why, again, I don't understand why wrestlers can just not do you could do a citizen's arrest at that point. That should be what would happen at that point. Vito should have laid the law down at that point. I don't understand why it
Yes.
has to get to that point. And fans need to realize this, even with the Stephanie Vaquer stuff we were talking about, right? It was the same shit, same principle. Um,
Hmm.
I think fans need to be fans, and I think there is boundaries that you just don't go. And especially with the Elena Black stuff or Core Jade, you you don't go to those levels. Period. Point blank.
No. Mm-mm.
At
Mm-mm.
the end
You
of the
can't do
day,
that. Can't
no,
do
you
that.
you you you
So
can't, and that's just the way I see it. Fans need to stay in their lane as much as like when I used to go to the events, right? Like E3s and the CESs, and you saw important people, right? I would always
yes.
ask. And if you get told no, you walk away. Because if
Walk
you
away.
continue, you're going to get escorted. And then that ruins, you just lost money on the tickets that you just bought. As a fan, like to those people that did those things, you're going to regret it because you're not going to be asked, you're going to be put on a list, and then you're going to be blackballed from these events. And then that ruins the fun, especially if you want to create a family and do the different things, it's just going to ruin what you are trying to do as a fan. I think as fans, and I think even with the newer generation, right? I think people think that everything needs to be done with cell phones in your hand and all this different stuff. It's like John Cena a couple years ago with the one dude that was walking around and saw him at like a shirting store or whatever buying shirts. And then
Mhm.
like you want to get up front with the oh, I'm a fan. It's like, bro, if John Cena's shopping and he's doing it privately and he asks you wants to leave him alone, you go back, it's his right. If you want to shove a
This
camera
is
in his
right.
face, he's gonna push you back. Like at that point,
That's what's gonna
it's
happen.
called harassment, and then at that point, if you're touching somebody at that point, it's called assault. And I'm gonna
Yep.
defend myself at that point. I'm gonna rule you. That's what's gonna happen in live time. That's why I
Okay.
say
So
fans need to be fans at that point.
it says here that continue with the altercation happened during a busy WrestleMania 42 weekend in Las Vegas, which also featured events like JCW Lunacy, adding to an already hectic stretch for both fans and talent. And then it continues on, and and then after, okay, so it's done, and then it just shows the video of Big
Because
Vito putting his
Lunacy, they were taping. They were doing live tapings. Supposedly, from my understanding, they were doing live show tapings there for weeks of
yes.
show ahead in advance. So they were recording as they were there. So I'm going to read another article.
Uh-huh.
So moving into other articles. So here we go, guys. So we've been talking about this for a minute. This is according to Sean Ross Sapp and a bunch of others. So here we go. So I'll read this to you. At ESPN 42 Night 1 in Las Vegas in Allegiant Stadium, streaming live service on ESPN. As live stream was happening, viewership was slammed. People were slamming the streaming app and ESPN in live time with sponsor because of sponsor ads on turnbuckles and frequent commercial breaks and dispute matches and cutting. I guess in this article they were saying cutting um, entrances for commercials and rushing to commercial breaks when they didn't need to. Like in the opener of 7 minutes, and I experienced this in 7 minutes and 10 minutes, 7 minutes and 10 seconds, featuring LA Knight and the Usos. They highlighted commercials. They didn't even let them get into the ring and do their stuff. They just went right to commercial break, or not even letting Becky Lynch hold the title long enough for a commercial break. So ads, ads on ESPN. Now, if you were on Netflix, it was the same thing. It was just ads, ads, ads. It was just constantly ads. So just keep that in mind. And they
Get
said
it.
during the Bianca Belair thing, they said the other side note. They're saying that um, there was ad breaks, constant ad breaks. So, and
Yep.
then we got coming out of WrestleMania. There's another one. So I watched Cine's app. If you guys don't know who he is, he was saying WrestleMania Night 1 is over. Submit your okay. He was talking about submit your thoughts. So let's go and take a look at what some of the big names are saying real quick while we're here. We're gonna go look at some of the big names. Why don't we and see what the big names have to say? So I've been blocked. So by JD. So we'll go read some of JD's comments on X. This is gonna be fun. So he goes, here we go. So one of the matches, he said 3 hours ago, one of the best matches did you mistakenly watch last year, the women's world title match. The match went 6 minutes. Stephanie's entrance and Liv's entrance combined doubled the length of the match. So that was one thing he said. Here was another one at 4 hours. He says, I'm going to tout my shit because I'm in the mood and because I can. No, you can't, but okay.
Mm.
What other
Okay.
shows is pulling numbers tonight like mine? 9,100 live, 4 hours of streaming because the support just wouldn't stop.
Oh,
You know where we need to be. It's long overdue. Oh my god. Oh my
huh?
god. That's what he said on his
Yeah.
timeline. Oh my god. So
Um,
that's from one. So I'm just letting you guys know, like I'm just reading what I see on X, guys, for wrestling. I'm just going into what people on WWE or what people are saying before we get out of here. I'm reading all of what
of
everybody's
course.
saying constituent wise before we get out of here. Paige is back now. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
AJ Lee crying, saying that she doesn't know when she's gonna be back. That's all storyline. We got
Kayfabe.
Melina. By the way, we got Melina at one of the events. By the way,
Oh yes, I
and
saw it. She
Melina still
split,
looks good for her age, bro.
and she was, and remember the split that she used to do. She did it there. I was like, okay, Molina, look at you, Molina
As I
looking
always
good and
ask new
shit.
wrestling channels, is this? But what's your favorite, best era of WWE? That's tough because I grew up in the Attitude Era, so I like
Mm,
both Ruthless Aggression and Attitude, and then I also like cheesy WWE '90s wrestling.
hmm.
So, and then I also like WCW. I was a big ECW fan as a kid. So
Yes.
Sabu, New Jack. New Jack was my favorite. I like Sandman, but Sandman's a racist now, and completely.
Oh
Yeah,
shit. What?
yeah, he's a racist. You didn't know that? Sandman's a
No.
racist. You didn't know this?
Oh, sad
And
man.
it's
Why you
and
gotta
it's
do
sexist.
that?
You didn't know this?
Well, he's well, damn sad man. I
But
liked
Sandman's
you.
been hit. Okay, in fairness, Sandman's been hit in the head way too many times.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, you already know.
When New Jack was on one, like he doesn't even know what he's talking about because he's been hit too many times in the head.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Dude, New Jack was shit, man. New Jack was the shit. Me? Oh, no. Because what was the question again?
what was that?
No, so the question was
He
like, what?
said Rocco said I always ask new wrestling channels, but what is your best era of WWE? Mine is the Attitude Era.
Me? I would say that I would say like probably like the late '80s for me, and then the sort of flip resurgence of it when
Oh, I
you
am
have
seeing the Vito stuff now live time. I'm seeing a video of this. Oh my god, he looks like Jack Black, the other guy. Oh, oh damn, he just went right up to him and put his head skull first. Oh no. No, no, no,
yes
no,
he did.
no, 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 no.
Now you see
Absolutely
it, right?
not. Oh, absolutely
Now you
not.
see it.
And now he's hugging Vito. Oh no, get the fuck off of me. That would be
You saw,
immediately I choke you the fuck out. I don't
yeah.
know who that. Yeah,
That's
he's
on
choking
the
him. He's choking the fuck out of him, and telling him
Oh
to
yeah.
cool, to chill out, to chillax, chill out. Yeah. Oh man. Oh man. Yeah, don't fuck with him, bro. Oh my. Oh my.
Yeah.
And then
Hmm.
this big white boy coming right at him, going, maybe he's like Baby Huey with a chain, like trying to get him off of him, and like Vito's like, no, 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 no. I'm tuning the fucker up. Oh no, no, no. Wow. Wow, don't fuck with Vito. Vito's the shit. Don't fuck with Vito. Stay
Nah,
far
nah,
away from Vito.
Vito,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
nah, don't fuck with him, man. Cause I, I read the article first, and then
But anyway,
saw the video.
you were answering the question. Go ahead.
So basically, for me, I would say the late '80s, probably like I would say '86 to '89, and then you know what? I would say the era of '86 to 90, yeah, to '97, and then that's when the
So
attitude,
you're
and
saying
then
like you're saying like 80s, you're saying like golden era 80s, and then you're saying like at like new
yeah,
generation into attitude era.
yes, and new generation, and then
I
when
have
they
to tell you because people follow like these different eras. So era wise, what he's speaking on is the golden era of the 80s of wrestling. Like we're talking um uh uh Cyndi
Cat,
Lauper
oh
levels.
yeah,
Um,
Elizabeth, Randy Savage and Elizabeth. You had Ultimate Warrior.
yes,
I mean Hogan. This this damn Roddy Piper, Jimmy, and then you had some of that Jimmy Superfly Snooker in that time as well.
yes.
And then Mean Gene Okerlund.
But I gotta say this, Cody kind of bladed himself kind of stupid. Literally, like you could see that Cody's all fucked up when he's walking back up the ring, up the thing. Like he got really fucked up. Let me be honest with you guys, he
Yeah.
got really fucked up. It looked like he got lacerated in the head. Like,
Mm-mm.
and his eye is literally like a boxing fight. So, I
Yeah.
don't know there.
No.
Oh,
Well,
so
he
now
go.
they're showing. So they're now showing. So I guess during WrestleMania when they were doing ad breaks, Triple H looks really disgusted over ad breaks. Now they're showing footage of it in live time. What's up, Gameplay Boy
Okay.
222? How you doing, buddy? Thank you for that, buddy.
Yes.
They're showing footage. You can go. I believe it's Suplex Insider is showing Triple H when they're doing ad every time they're announcing for ad breaks. It looks like Triple H is not
Hmm.
happy.
Oh,
Oh, and by the
that's
way, fans need to realize because Paul Heyman just pushed another person when he was walking up to
again.
interview today after WrestleMania. You fans need to realize, man. Look, it's open fucking season now. If you wanna play the game like that, you're gonna get consequences. You wanna play stupid, you get consequences. Fuck around,
That's it.
find out. That's what's gonna happen. Like, or you're gonna get arrested. Get prepared for it. You're gonna get arrested for doing stupid shit. Fuck around. You play with stupid consequences, you're gonna get it. That's how it's gonna be. And I'm with wrestlers nowadays with that shit. If you fuck around, find out. Don't go to these events and thinking that, oh, I'm gonna run up to my favorite wrestler, and like, if you're not paying for it, they're gonna tell you to fuck off. That's what's gonna happen in lifetime. So Sandman retiring. I'm grateful he retired finally. He retired at a GCW event. He needed to. He's old.
Okay.
He's very old. Like he's very very old. He needs to retire personally. Needs to
Well,
retire.
as I said, that's another one of those guys that was part of that era, part of the era of ECW and professional wrestling.
Right.
Even though Sandman, the man, well, I mean, racist. Like, what did he say? Racist that would make a black person upset.
I don't know. I just know that from interviews he said some questionable shit. He said some questionable sexist shit about women before. He's talked about ethnic groups before, but I chalk that up to that he's been hit in the head so many times. It's kind of like New Jack in a
Hmm.
way too, because New Jack has said some racial shit before too, but I don't give it merit because honestly they've been fucked up in the head. Raven has said some shit too, but you got to realize these guys have been hit so much in the fucking head that they don't even think they know what they're saying anymore at this point. When you've had so many concussions, I don't think you're remembering what the fuck you said when and where in the 90s. And people need to realize different times in the 90s, you were able to say anything off your fucking mouth. I think people need to realize that at this point. The 90s was open season, mid 2000s it was. It's different eras
Hmm.
at this point, and I think a lot of people need to realize that it's totally different now than it was back in the day. You're not going to get away with things in the 90s that we do now. And we're
No.
more knowledgeable now. Most of us are more knowledgeable when it comes to oh, they're showing the match. Okay, so if you go online, you go on X, they're showing the match between Sean Ross Sapp and Brian Alvarez.
Okay.
Damn, Brian Alvarez is more cut up than fucking Sean Ross Sapp.
No, no, no. I saw Brian Alvarez.
Man,
What
Brian
was it like?
Alvarez looks like he's jacked a little bit.
Yes, I saw one of his episodes like 2 or 3 days ago,
Whoa, but
2 or
Brian
3 days
Alvarez
ago.
could take. I'm gonna be honest with you. Sean Ross Sapp can throw some chops. Both of them take chops like men. Jesus, bam. And by the way, guys, I did train to be a wrestler. When you get chopped like that, when you're getting chopped, when you get like that, it hurts. That is not a joke. And that's the first thing they do in wrestling school with you, is they take you on the side of the ring because you have to get thick skin, and they take you to the when you're running the ropes and everything, kind of like boxing too, because I've trained to be a boxer too. They take you around the ropes, and because for breathing reasons, and they train you on where the dips and dives are in the ring. And then what happens is in the ring, you go to chops, and they show you how to take a chop, and it hurts. They rip skin. By the way, you start bleeding because your skin's not used to it, and then you get used to it eventually, and your skin gets callous. So,
Hmm.
fun fact about me: I did train to be a little bit of a wrestler. I did train to be a little bit of a boxer. I did take taekwondo classes back in the day. But I went into the tech industry. Instead, I went into a different profession. I went to college, and the reason I went into college is because I saw people in my wrestling school that I was in getting concussions, and I don't want to be 60 and not knowing who I am. I want to know who I
Too.
am. So, and I was a big sports athlete. You know, when I was coming out of high school, I was a big athlete. I was a college athlete. I loved water polo, loved a lot of different things. So I tell people, my sports injuries, most of them are for doing stupid shit. It's not for doing sports stuff. It's mostly for doing. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Natalia Markova, she's hotter than shit. I'm gonna just say that right here on stream. She's a beautiful looking lady. NWA champion, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Mad respect to her because she deserves to be. She said fuck no to WWE and she stayed in the NWA, and I think she's overstayed her welcome in NWA. She needs to go over to TNA, or not TNA. She needs to go over to TNA, or NXT needs to pick her up because she's too good of a talent not to. TNA
And that
doesn't,
would be
or
who?
NWA doesn't know what they have,
And that
unfortunately.
and that's who? And that's who again?
Uh, Natalia Markova.
Oh, Natalia Makova. Okay.
Yeah, she's really good. It's just unfortunately she's in the wrong promotion. She took the belt. She led the company after Camille, and then so far it's been. And I'm gonna say this: like, why are companies putting white belts? Why? When you see them, they look old. Like the belt,
Yes.
like they look washed. Like they need to be washed. It's terrible. I appreciate like blue, red, black straps, but not white. I think white is ridiculously ugly. That's why I say when you look at the Intercontinental Women's Belt, it looks all tore up. So okay, so from another article report, fans were spotted chanting "fuck TKO" during the presser after the fact on ESPN when they were doing pressers after the fact. So all right, guys, if you're on the YouTube side of things,
Hmm.
I am going to take a break. We've been going for 3.5 hours. I'm going to go find
Yep.
somebody to rate on all platforms. We will be back tomorrow. I don't want to keep this man up because he's probably got some things to do. And I need
Yes.
him. I need him well rested for tomorrow for night two because night two is the bigger night. And I know we're going to be
Of
talking
course.
more. I don't want to keep going anymore because he needs sleep.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
The homie
it
needs
is. Yeah.
sleep.
Of
He needs
course.
sleep.
The homie
Tomorrow's
does.
NBA. We got a lot of things. We didn't even get into NBA. The Knicks moved
We
on.
didn't
The
even.
Lakers moved on. Kevin Durant hurt. We got NHL playoffs.
Yeah.
We're gonna be talking more tomorrow, but
Yeah.
um,
We'll talk. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we'll talk about the NBA playoffs as well as the Stanley Cup playoffs. So definitely, it's going to be one of those nights tomorrow.
all
So
right, guys. If you're on YouTube, thank you guys for stopping in. Thanks for all the love. I appreciate it. We are out. I will see you later on with some I'll be gaming later on this channel. So the wrestling stuff that you see here will turn into gaming later on. So there'll be another VOD, another live stream.